to call Harmon Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari talks about the dangers of emotional investing.
There's two things that people sell. One is greed and one is fear. Whenever you buy either one of those, you're going to end up getting burned because they are the epitome of emotions. And you've heard me say, whenever emotions take over, you're in trouble. If you don't want that to happen to you, give us a call. We'll be more than happy to do an objective evaluation of your portfolio to find the right degree of risk, what you have in your portfolio, what you should have, depending on your age, depending on your emotional makeup, depending on your financial makeup, depending on what your objectives are. All of those things go in to determine the correct balance of portfolio. We'll do that for you. It is free. You have to at least get started.
If you're ready to get started, call pound 250 and say talk to Mo, or go to compact.com and click on the Get Started button. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
This is Dale Hellestray from my friends at Constructors Bonding. If you need bonds, you can put your trust in Arizona's industry leader for the best service, rates, terms, and capacity anywhere. Constructors Bonding is the #1 writer with 14 sureties and will improve your bond program. Call Dave McKee today to learn how Constructors Bonding will perform for you. 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Wednesday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose there in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. As we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and I tried to get away with it. It's Shark Week, right? It's Shark Week. Is it Shark Week or is it next week? I think it's Shark Week.
No, I believe this is Shark Week this week, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I tried to just sort of sneak off and use the Family Leave Act to be able to enjoy Shark Week because of how much I love the Shark Week. And so then Radio Ron, he's like, hey, what the hell, dude? And I'm like, well, it's Shark Week. And he's like, no, you got to. I said, listen, you have no valid basis to have me appear on this radio show. And he's like, this isn't Congress and your ass will be fired. And okay, I'll come into work. And so here we are. I'm missing even more Shark Week than before. So I am pro Shark, by the way. I am whenever it comes to swimmers, surfers, or waders, I am pro Shark. I'm rooting for the Sharks. And anytime a shark gets one, I just go over to the chalkboard and a little mark right there.
Another hash mark on the old chalkboard, eh, Jeff? Go.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think we kill more sharks than sharks kill us. So and if you're dumb enough to be in shark infested waters, then it's kind of on you, right? It's kind of on you. You should know better.
Do what sharks do. I heard someone say.
Yeah. So it's you have to really have a lapse in judgment if you're getting eaten by a shark. You know what I mean?
I have a good friend. He's still with us, fortunately, but he went swimming with sharks when he was
on purpose.
He was on vacation. Yeah, on purpose. He says they're just like dogs. You just gotta treat them like they're dogs. They're kind of playful. They're curious, that sort of thing.
And they don't want to eat people because we don't taste good, but they have to taste test us before they know that. So that's why sometimes people get, or they just think, you never get, you walk over, you think, ooh, a grape, and you start eating it. You're like, oh, that's an olive. God damn it. And, that's happened to me, at a dark party. So, we're the olive and they're looking for a grape. They don't want to eat us, but like I said, though, I just keep hoping. I'm pulling for the Sharks. In fact, we almost had one the other day. In Long Island, this lifeguard, they were doing some training and stuff. So a bunch of lifeguards were there. So the guy's like, all right, so here's what happens, dude. When the person starts to drown and he's in the water, he's like, okay, I'm pretending to be a drown. Oh God, I'm being eaten by a shark. And they're like, oh, that's really convincing, dude, man.
Oh, wow.
I really believe it. Where'd you get all that blood, dude? Oh crap, he's being eaten by a shark, man. And so they ran over and they saved him. But if you're gonna get eaten by a shark, it's good to do it right in front of like all the lifeguards.
Or because now you're maimed and misfigured. Why not just go all the way and hit back on the shark and let the shark go ahead and end it?
Oh, you mean just? Nobody wants to just die.
You're
saying submit to the shark?
Well, I mean, look, it's the way nature's playing out before our very eyeballs.
That's not fun for the shark either, though. You know what I mean? You got to give it a fight.
That's what I mean. You got to punch the shark and get it really agitated, and it'll come back and finish the job.
So you're saying what he should have done was like, dude, I'm going to die here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rough up this shark so it eats my friends.
And there you go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's fair. No, I hear you, but I don't know if he had that much time to think about it. He got bit in the midsection and stuff, and
that's too bad.
It was like a 5-foot shark. Poor little guy was just hungry, but that was unfortunate for the shark, all those lifeguards being there, but otherwise, I mean, it excited me. I don't know about you guys, but that excites me.
Did you see the fisherman that it was catching a giant fish and a shark came and took it? A bull shark came and took it?
Oh yeah, you see videos like that quite a bit. It's almost like the sharks know. They're out there watching and they're like, "Oh, go ahead and film that. All right, this is going to be good." Yeah, wait. Is that on? Okay, here I come. And if you're fishing and you're pulling this shark, you're pulling this fish out of the water and a shark jumps out and grabs it and eats it, it's pretty damn cool. You're not even mad. Yeah. You're not even mad that you got to see that. I saw this picture of this giant ass shark, a great white shark coming out of the water to eat a seagull. All you're thinking is, wow. I mean, how hungry do you have to be? I mean, the seagull, he's got to be better tasting stuff under the water, right? Than that.
The cockroach of the skies, the seagull.
Well, the shark's just not picky. The shark is just like, look, the seagull's never going to see this coming.
He's like most of us during football season. God help me, I just love wings. 888-368-1580. So Shark Week is on, and they're making a bigger deal out of this every damn year, guys. And I don't think that the titles of these shows really live up to the expectation. Did you watch the Shark Week? Did you look at the guide?
I did.
Do you DVR? Do you see what's happening
first year? But it's the same thing every year. So
I don't really watch this. I don't watch the TV. I want to go see people get eaten by sharks, and for some reason, it's never on Shark Week.
That's a massive problem because you've got to do something new. It's
false
like
friggin' advertising.
Yes. Because it's like the slam dunk contest every year. At some point, we've run out of dunks. Yeah. There's no new dunks.
Right.
There's no new let's celebrate sharks. We just want to see sharks eat stuff. They're mean and angry, and they got big shark pointy teeth.
Well, I don't even think they're mean. They're just doing what they do.
They're just
they are mean. They got dead mobster eyes. You know what I mean?
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. But here, so I don't know. I just feel like if you're not showing people getting eaten by sharks on Shark Week, it is false advertising. I'd kind of like to get involved in a class action lawsuit, sue Discovery Channel.
So you want to open up a lawsuit against the Discovery Channel, sue the bejesus out of them because they're not showing humans being eaten by sharks during Shark Week.
Right. That's exactly what I want to do. And then History Channel had some shark stuff on it, but I didn't even have time for that. Well, here's the titles. The Haunting of Shark Tower. It's gotten so bad they're going to ghost sharks now.
What?
Yeah, they're just they you know. I was hoping was there going to be a seance because I'd like to see these people eating, and no, they're just
it's like a group of divers down in shark-infested waters having like a shark
something about
seance.
whether or not great whites are moving into the waters off of North Carolina, which I think is awesome if they do. You know,
okay.
Air Jaws, Top Guns, just a bunch of jumping sharks, really. That's
yeah,
it.
I think
I'm
I,
okay
I,
with that.
I think
I
I've
guess.
seen that before. The way the great whites launch out of the water and attack, and they're attacking that seal thing that they pull behind the boat, and they launch, get some serious air. I've seen that before.
All right, that's not bad. Great White Serial Killer, Fatal Christmas. It is about a dead surfer in California in Morro Bay. But they're just trying. It's basically true crime, trying to find the shark that killed the dude. You know
what?
Good luck with that. I mean, sharks don't leave a whole lot of fingerprints or DNA evidence.
They eat it. They eat the DNA. So, Jaws versus Kraken, Randy.
Well, I mean, who do I need? I need to start suing somebody at the Discovery Channel for taking my name again. Damn it! Here we go again.
Saying that there's evidence that undersea war between great whites and giant squids once happened or is happening. I don't know. And this is just not fair, but I kind of like it. Pigs versus shark. Guess who wins?
It seems like the shark's going to win that one.
Yeah, it says tiger sharks in the waters off the Bahamas may be acquiring a taste for the famous local swimming pigs.
Is there Randy? Is there a line on the FanDuel?
Over or under?
Yeah.
I take the over in the sharks. And the sharks are favored on that one. Take the over.
And this one, now this starts to be a little bit of a concern. Makes me feel better that we're living in Arizona inland. Island of walking sharks.
What? Sharks can't walk.
They're saying there's a scientific look into whether or not sharks in Papua New Guinea are evolving to walk on land.
What? Come on now.
I can take a shark on land. I'm just not going to get in the water. Let's see.
I've heard it happening with catfish, but if this is a development that's happening with sharks,
well,
how many part of it?
Catfish are part of the shark lineage, you know.
Oh.
Catfish are part of the shark family.
Uh-oh.
They're tasty. Mech Shark, Love Down Under. It's a guy in a one-man submersible shaped like a shark going around a great white mating ground off the coast of New Zealand.
Well, that's not any trouble right there, is it?
This dude's a perv. That is beyond pervy. It's like wandering around a pasture wearing a cow outfit in front of a bunch of bulls and swashing your hips back and forth. Hey. Jaws versus the Blob. Evidently there's some blob. I don't know. Shark women ghosted by great whites. All female crew goes on the hunt for missing sharks that they had been tracking. So I just wanted to pull up to the Pacific Ocean and I just wanted to sit there and watch and wait. You know what I'm saying?
You know, there have been sightings of the great white there in the San Francisco Bay.
Jeffrey. The band or the
actual great white shark around the Alcatraz island there, and there's another island you can take a trip out to it, and you can they have the great whites up.
Yeah. Well, you know why?
If you want to see some real shark activity, I mean, I suppose you're pretty wealthy. You could hire a boat to take you out to the Shark Island.
My problem is it's not about money. It's just, it's so far in Australia. That's where all the good shark killings happen. Is in Australia and New Zealand too. Yeah.
Well, okay. Yeah.
But I guess my reasoning on why the sharks are hanging around San Francisco, eventually all that cocoa butter oil on all those guys was going to get noticed. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get noticed. It's like, did they open up a Panda Express here? Let's go.
Did I hear the dinner bell?
That sounds good. 888-368-1580. Historians sent me a graphic saying this is why it's so hot in Phoenix today. Here's the Earth, here's the sun, and evidently we're we're not even on the Earth. We're like right next to the sun, according to the historian. I have no reason to not believe the historian because it's a very scholarly name that he has.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Big George says happy hump day. Diamondbacks still winning 3-1 in San Francisco over Giants. Can they hang on? No, they're now 3-2. So far they're hanging in top of the eighth with 2 outs. It's the Diamondbacks. I think we know how this movie ends. Reaper says, hope you guys are having a great day. I don't know about great. Are we having a great day?
Well, I was having a pretty good day.
Would you say great, though? I mean, don't you reserve great for really big things?
Great. I don't know about, great.
Are you having a great day, Keon?
It's a good day. I'm having a good day.
Okay, I'm asking if you had a good day.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Basically, you're saying no.
Yeah, that is correct.
None of us are having a great day, Reaper.
Yeah.
Great days are reserved for winning the lottery. Well, that's pretty much it.
That would be a great day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cabana says, if you're a lifeguard and a shark attacks a person, do you go out and help or call 911 or shoot and make some sushi on the beach? I think that will depend on what state you're in. Yeah, they're like these sharks going to North Carolina. Whoa, they got their work cut out for them. Yeah, they're going to get shot. Blissful Hayes says, what is this, a shark show? I thought it was a sports show. I don't even know who told you that. Fifth letter says, Randy, I got a bet for week 2. Okay. Randy and I got a bet for week 2. Okay. Yes. Well, tell me about this bet, Randy.
Well, I don't even remember. Fifth letter, I think, texted yesterday during the show while you were enjoying Shark Week.
Yeah,
and he wanted to put a little wager on the week 2 game between the Cardinals and the Raiders.
So he bet for the Cardinals then, right? Because he's not dumb.
No, yeah, he's took his bet. He took his Raiders, and I have the Cardinals, and it's for a cool beverage at one of our upcoming live shindigs.
Yeah, those are my favorite bets right there.
Oh yeah.
Big George says, I've seen great white sharks circling around the beach near my house in Carlsbad with surfer dudes nearby. It's scary. I make to stay out of the ocean. What are you, suddenly Russian? I make to stay out of Russian. It's ocean. Okay. Let sharks eat it and bleach blonde guys. Navy Brad says, hello, Blender friends. Randy, can I get a 57-ounce pour since today is my birthday?
Hey, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Navy Brad.
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Big Stanky says, good afternoon, guys. Keon, how about that, huh? How about that? And I was about to say the exact same thing. That was the next thing I was going to say. Congratulations on the Darcy Kumper sweepstakes, Keon. Your Washington Nationals now have a really
Capitals.
I don't care. It's Washington.
Nationals are the baseball team.
Your National Capitals. Your Capital Nationals.
Washington.
Capitals. Yeah, your Washington Criminals now have.
No, hold on.
Capitals.
The
Criminals.
Your Washington lower cases now have Darcy Kumper.
Jeez.
Well, it's not like I said horns down to him or anything.
No. Okay, so you're good to know that we're still doing that.
Well, I didn't do it. I just said I didn't do it.
Well, you did it when you said you did.
Well, I had to demonstrate it to Randy so he could see what I wasn't doing.
Randy knows what the horns down is. It's literally in the name, but it's okay.
Do I?
I don't know that. I don't know that.
I didn't see that. Can you do that again, Jeff?
This right here when I did that.
Wow. I see. Okay,
just slap you in the face. Why don't you?
I like how Texas guys act like that's the middle finger.
It is the middle finger. I'd almost rather you give me the middle finger.
That can be arranged.
Oh, okay. How's that?
Wow. You went both.
That's what you asked for.
I didn't ask you.
You said
either in an either or situation, pick the middle finger.
You have to be more specific if you're going to be this damn sensitive, Nancy.
Wow.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Man, you Texas fans are sensitive.
Just gave me the finger and the horns down, which is
I was
worse.
Trying to say
which
a good
is
thing.
Worse than the finger. Okay, but
you got Darcy Kumper on your Washington skater team,
which I'm happy about because the goaltending was not good last year for Washington.
Hey, Darcy Kemper is a good goaltender, right? Well, obviously he's good. I mean, look, he helped.
Wish we had him back.
Which, by the way, the Avs had a wonderful defense and a wonderful forechecking line, and they had some great shooters on that team. So it really was a goaltender's dream. But we'll see how he works out. He is going to Washington. They recently have won the Stanley Cup. I mean, recently, like within the last decade.
A couple of days ago.
2018.
Oh, your guys. Oh, that you're talking about Darcy Kemper.
2018.
He did just like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, well, Darcy Kemper moving on to Washington, the nation's capital.
And Washington can score a ton. They just
Washington Capitals.
Can't fit anybody.
He won the President's Trophy.
That's best goaltender, I believe. Yeah.
Just saying. So you should be happy and not all whiny.
I am pumped about the listen. When I was happy until you gave me the triple bird, basically.
I thought that was a bull when you did that, not a bird.
Well,
how's that a bird? I'm really confused about how college mascots and stuff work.
Clearly. just wounding my pride repeatedly, but okay, it's fine.
They didn't, but you guys are gonna get Arch Manning. You know what that means? I'm going to suddenly have an interest in the Texas Longhorns. And then I'll be like this, okay? I'll be like this, you know? Or I'll be doing this, and as soon as Keon looks, what?
Come on. Just
he looked away. Yay. Boomer Sooner says, shoot, Keon, I haven't even done that to you yet. I'm a Sooner fan. Oh, you would if you could, you kiss ass. You would if you could, Boomer Sooner.
Well, okay. Boomer Sooners had no reason to do it because
he's a Boomer Sooner.
The success of his Sooners against my Longhorns lately has been very much in his favor. So why do it?
Like ASU flexing on you, Arizona, about football. I see people still doing it. This is a pretty funny one. It was like, they were zooming in on that. Remember that telescope that just took all the amazing pictures. And so they were zooming in, and on like the fourth magnification, you saw real small, it said ASU, 77, you Arizona 7. Like, damn, that was pretty good. But come on, brutal. Why are we flexing on them? They're helpless. It's like them flexing on us for basketball. That's just the way it is. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, we will get back to the text line. We have other things to talk about in the world of sports. Blissful Hayes. Don't act like you've never heard the show. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now, you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
Action tonight in the National League West. Diamondbacks and Giants play in San Francisco. Logan Webb against Dallas Keuchel, and the Giants are heavy favorites for this evening's contest. They pay out at -215, while the Diamondbacks, they would pay out at +180 with a victory. Elsewhere around the division, Padres and Rockies continue their series tonight in Denver. The Padres, Mike Clevenger on the mound, -138 favorites. The Rockies would pay out at +118. And the Los Angeles Dodgers open up a series against the Cardinals tonight. The Dodgers with Mitch White on the mound, -146 favorites. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The primary election is August 2nd, 2022. Voting locations are open on Election Day from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. All qualified voters need to show ID. For a list of accepted IDs, visit arizona.vote. Still have your ballot by mail? You can return it at any voting location or a secure election drop box. Learn more about voting locations at arizona.vote or call 1-877-THE-VOTE. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
The Rams were built to win the Super Bowl.
Los Angeles Rams have won Super Bowl 56. But if you think that brought the end of the NFL season, you'd better think again. The NFL is a year-round beast, and we keep you in the know. Free agency, trades, retirements, hirings, firings, holdouts, injuries, training camps, and a whole lot more. Football is always in season here. We are 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, your home for football.
Attic, don't forget, I don't know what we're going to do. Have we figured out what we're doing with this Kasai $100 gift card we're supposed to give away?
I don't think so.
I think we need to figure that out. Probably do it on Friday. You know, it seems like
So
a
we
Friday show kind of thing.
We only have one $100 gift card to give away
This week.
Is that the situation?
This week, and then we'll have a couple more over the next few weeks. But
All right.
it's the Kasai Christmas in July promotion, and what that means is, or if you go to Kasai in Scottsdale, you buy $100 gift card, you'll get a $20 bonus gift card. So now you can give somebody else a $100 gift card, and you're like, look at me, I got 20 for me. Or you can give them the $20 card, and you keep the 100 for yourself.
I know what I'm getting you guys for Christmas.
Yeah, or you give them the 120 because it's the right thing to do.
Is it?
Keon can look forward to some $20 bonus gift cards for Christmas. Anyway, go to KasaiScottsdale.com for more information on that promotion, but be listening for your chance to win, not just here on this show, but on other shows here on the station as well. So it's a pretty good deal, though. $100 for a gift card and $20 bonus card. And I'll tell you what, it's a lot of fun, and the food is very good at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. 888-368-1580. Well, as I predicted, it is now 3-3 into the 8th inning with the Diamondbacks visiting the Giants in San Francisco. So, can't say I'm surprised, especially after yesterday, Randy. 13-0. Ouch. That was just atrocious.
Yeah.
And I see that. And then I see this story. Here's the headline: Toronto Blue Jays fire manager Charlie Montoyo, according to reports. Thinking, hey, we just Diamondbacks, because, this may be something.
I get what you're saying. I understand 110% what you're saying. But
little effort here.
Problem is that the Toronto Blue Jays are underperforming. But are they underperforming? I mean, look at what's going on in that division.
Well, let's
they
see.
have the New York Yankees are on a record pace, winning 61 plus games.
Toronto's
they're on
lost 9 of their last 11 games. They're 15.5 games behind the Yankees.
Well, right now, going into the All-Star, I don't think it was a good time to give up the ship on that manager.
Well, they
I
did
didn't
it to
think
be
so.
kind, because he's exactly 236 games and 236. So, but 4 seasons, that's his record. He's exactly 500. So they probably looked at each other going, let's just do it now. So he at least says, yeah, I'm at least a 500 coach.
I guess, but last year they were 91-71. They just barely missed the playoffs. And again, because they play with the Yankees and the Red Sox.
And Tampa Bay. Don't forget Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay. They won 91 games, though.
This year the Orioles are a much better and much improved team.
And they're on a hot streak. So they're in a brutal division. And for them to go, okay, this is 11 games and it's a bad stretch of 11 games, but this team is going through a little bit of a personal tragedy there. The first baseman coach lost his daughter. So maybe that's kind of bothering things in the locker room. I don't necessarily know that this is Charlie Montoya's fault or his lack of doing.
Yeah, what it is impatient leadership is what it is. We wanted to win. We wanted to win now. We felt like we put together, we put together a team that would be able to win and win big against the mighty Yankee machine. And, bottom line is you can't. The Yankees are having a season. Although I don't think the Yankees are going to be standing at the end. I'll be honest with you.
Good. Hate those Yankees.
I will be honest with you. I don't think the Yankees will be in the World Series this
year. And if you didn't think Montoya was the guy, why extend him at the end of last season through 2023?
That's what I mean. Last year he had 91 wins. So you're having a slump. Everybody has slumps during a Major League Baseball season. Everyone. I mean, look at the Atlanta Braves last year. They were 500 at the All-Star break, came back and won the World Series. I mean, people have got to slow down and quit making knee-jerk reactions. Let's see if this guy can pull this thing into a position where they can win the wild card at least, get into the playoffs, and see what this team can do.
Which is why,
go ahead.
Which is why it's just tough when you come back home and you look at Torey Lovullo and you're.
Meanwhile, yeah, we got Lovullo and Hazen still here.
Just saying. Boomer Sooner says, good day, Jeffrey, Keon, Randy, Blender Nation. Randy, can I get a cold beer? It's 110 up here in North Phoenix. He says, today is National French Fry Day. I did not forget. In fact, I can tell you where to get some deals on some French fries right now on National French Fry Day. McDonald's is giving out free fries today, and you don't have to buy anything to get them. You do have to use the app and sign up for the loyalty program, but they'll give you fries.
Yeah.
And it's a large order of fries, too. So at least they didn't go cheap on that. No purchase necessary. Wendy's has free fries with any purchase through the app. Burger King Rewards members get free chicken fries if you spend $3.
Those are the things that look like fingers. I can't do that.
White Castle's giving away free small fry and violent diarrhea with any purchase. So
exactly.
those are the things you can do.
Yeah.
I still just don't understand. Do you like the White Castle, Keon?
No. Oh, Keon.
I'm not a white.
It doesn't even taste like meat. You know what I'm saying? It's like cafeteria meat. It's almost like the meat they would give you in things when you were in school. You know what I mean?
I had because they don't really have White Castle in the South. What they have is Crystal, which is the same concept, slider burger.
No.
Well, they have that too, but they're not selling that
Crystal
at fast food.
meth.
They're not selling those at fast food restaurants.
That's a large. That's an ingredient in the burgers.
But the Crystal burger is same kind of White Castle burger, steamed. And yeah, it doesn't taste great. I've never been a big fan.
Well, what's your favorite fries?
My favorite fries. I like the Wendy's fries, to be honest with you. Yeah, I enjoy those.
The favorite fries in the nation still McDonald's, and those are good. If I'm at a McDonald's, I will eat some fries. But you're right about Wendy's. They're in the top 5. Chick-fil-A, Five Guys, Wendy's, and Arby's. Love the curly fries at Jack in the Box and Arby's. You know those curly fries.
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff. I don't understand why, for them to taste that way, do they have to be curly? Can't they just?
They don't. I think it's just just that they. Have you ever been to a place called Luke's Deli?
Nope.
16th Street in Indian School?
Nope.
Yeah, Luke's Deli. You go in there and they've got these crinkle fries. They're to die for.
Yeah, I don't like the crinkle fries. You know, like the Ore-Ida fries you'd put it in the oven.
These are I think these are fresh fries made by hand at the Luke's Deli, and then you get their Italian beef sandwich and some of those crinkle fries. That is a good day right there.
Yeah. You know, to each their own. I don't know.
You don't like the roast beef? You don't like the Italian beef?
That's all right. It's all right. I just get hung up on. I don't like thick fries. I don't like thick French fries though.
Oh, they're not very thick. They're like your standard.
Skinny. I like skinny, greasy, salty ones.
Oh, then you like to go to what's that? Is it Freddy's? Freddy's. They have the skinny.
I've been to Freddy's. Shoestrings. So is In-N-Out Burgers got over pretty good fries. Yeah. 888-368-1580. Big George says, this Diamondback team stinks. Here comes. Fire Lovullo. Fire Hazen. Do it now. Why are we waiting?
Yeah.
Great.
If they fire Lovullo now, maybe he could go get a job with Toronto being their head coach.
Hey, just a program note. Go ahead and pull the action update because it's yesterday's. Thanks. 888-368-1580. Fantastic. Fed fan says, happy birthday, Navy Brad. Navy Brad says, just talked to my sister. My nephew is throwing 96 mile an hour. Wow. That's
how old is your nephew?
Well, he's 6 months old.
6 months old?
No, I'm kidding.
Wow.
He says his ERA for the year was 0.92. Maybe the Diamondbacks should draft this kid. Yeah, well, we don't know anything other than the fact he's throwing 96 miles an hour. You got to give us some more details so we know what we're looking at here.
96 with some movement, or is it just a straight 96? I mean, if you got a little movement, a little tail on it or something, or a little sink on it, those are the guys that make the big money.
Fifth letter says, Jeffrey, you totally butchered my text. No, I read it verbatim, so you butchered typing it. He says, I was saying, let's you and I bet week 10.
What is it, Raiders Colts? Is that what it is?
What he's talking about right here.
Is that the fifth letter?
Yeah.
Well, it's be a Raiders Colts game then.
Yeah. He says, then I mentioned to Randy, I also locked in a bet yesterday.
He did. He told me about he went big on Giancarlo Stanton, who, by the way, didn't win you any money. I'm really sorry to hear that. I told you, the guy, I've seen better swings on a rusty gate. The guy can, you know what? He gets lucky and he makes contact with that weird ass swing of his.
Fifth letter, I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet, fifth letter. Colts versus Raiders.
Is it a beverage at one of our shindigs?
Yeah, it's a beverage. We might get this man drunk, or you and I could get some free beers.
Yeah.
Swazman said a lot. Oh, crap. Okay, let's see. Where does this start and when does this end? He says, yeah, great is green lights and no traffic. Okay. Great day is solid day here in South Scottsdale, except for the heat. Great day when the judge in traffic court says dismissed. By the way, do you guys think Tiger will actually make the cut and compete this weekend? I think he thinks he will. That's tough. That is tough. I know that in his head he will. And I know that he sure gave a good effort in previous outings, some better than others.
It is a much easier course for him to walk on
than he should.
Than he has faced this year so far.
Yeah, he will make the cut and he will be competitive, but he will not win.
And he also has been going about this differently. He did not play any practice rounds today. When I was watching the report from the Open Championship, Tiger had not played a practice round. The last practice round he played, as a matter of fact, I think was on Monday or Tuesday. And he's been taking time off to make sure that he's strong enough. Remember, he's won 3 of these, 2 of them at St. Andrews. So he knows this course very well. He can walk around there and he can play this course pretty well. Now, will he be able to stand up to the rigors of walking around with all the cooler temperatures? It's much cooler there than it is here. Higher winds, all kinds of different weather that kind of blows in from the Atlantic there. We'll have to wait and see. But he has gone about this differently. And I think, in my opinion, much smarter.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen, a little bit of him, hitting the ball and in practice and stuff like that. And he seems like he's put together. I don't know if I don't know. He might be dialed in. You know how Tiger would get so dialed in? He'd just be like laser-like focused, not paying attention to stuff. Part of that showed itself the other day. He got his picture taken with Jack Nicklaus. And then my stupid background, you can't see it, but everybody's like, oh, that's a nice picture of him and Tiger. And then, he's standing on his foot. He's standing on 80-year-old Jack Nicklaus's foot. Jack Nicklaus's smile is a little more like a grimace. He's like, Tiger's like, hey, this is great.
I guarantee you, Jack Nicklaus probably didn't feel it with all the neuropathy. You kidding me?
I don't think Tiger felt that with the fact that he's got a bionic leg.
And Tiger had his golf spikes on.
Yeah, he
Jack
did.
Nicklaus didn't.
Oh no! You can see Jack Nicklaus's foot is kind of turned a little bit, like ow. Oh, no! Which, by the way, I wouldn't even bother pressing charges or whatever, Jack, because Tiger gets away with a lot. But by the way, Jack Nicklaus is now. I don't know if you guys talked about this. He's now been made an honorary citizen of St. Andrews, Scotland.
Yeah. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah. So he's only the third person to ever be made so. Do you know who the first two are?
Benjamin Franklin.
That's one. What year?
He's 17 something. I don't know.
Well, if you're going to be Mr. Know-It-All and answer the question right off the bat, you better have a follow-up. Okay, who's the other guy?
The golfer.
Davy Jones from the Monkees.
No. Keon, I did this yesterday too.
Bobby Jones,
Bobby
1958.
Jones. There you go. You were trying to
trying to help you. But anyways, that's nice. Can they do that? Is that like recognized by Scotland itself? Like now he's dual citizenship?
It's a thing, man. Yeah. Jack had to go into their parliament there. He had to wear the robes and everything. The governor had to talk and had to
you're making that crap up.
Oh no, I watched it on the Golf Channel. I watched
they
the whole
turned
thing.
him after it said, "Screw you! Now you pay taxes."
Screw you!
Scottish are notoriously cheap people.
No, it was
they'll never pick up a tab. That's why you can't get a table in a Scottish restaurant. Everybody's still sitting around pretending like they don't see the check.
Let me tell you something. Jack Nicklaus will never have to buy a drink in his life, ever.
Not a drink, but if you want the appetizers,
screw you.
Scratch me because says, are there any sports teams named the Pigs? Sharks versus Pigs? Then you have a real point spread. Yeah, I think Hogs, you might see some of that. I mean, because remember the old Washington thing, the San Jose Sharks. Is that?
Yeah.
That's hockey.
Soccer? Hockey? I don't know.
That's hockey.
It's like soccer. Kind of. There's a net. I don't know.
Hockey is like soccer.
Yeah, there's a net.
Not even close, man.
I might be drunk. I don't know. So why didn't Nicholas bring his clubs in the plane? Is it because he's 80?
Oh, he's 80. And if you were watching him, it's I don't know how much longer we'll have old Jack with us.
Kind of like Dick Clark, the last few New Year's Rockin' Eves he did.
Jack hasn't had any strokes or anything, if that's what you mean.
Well, not without his clubs.
And now let's put on the campaign. Yeah, good God. Hey, why did you put the guy on the TV? Please.
Yeah, he's a producer. He should have known better. I put that on Dick Clark.
Listen, Jack Nicklaus went there, enjoyed the honor, and enjoyed the meeting the former champions of that great course and that great tournament. But I don't even know if he'll stay the week there. I think he's going to get on a plane and come back home.
Well, he's 82 and he's hanging in there. At least he made the trip. So, all right, man.
Yeah. I think his playing days are done, but you know what? It was good to see him out and about.
Sure. And he's probably gone now to a podiatrist. God damn, Tiger Woods stepped on my foot. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes? Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them? If so, then I have the shoes for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how do Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. N716 in-store only, limit 30.
Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale. For this month only, get a $20 bonus card for every $100 gift card you purchase. When it comes to Asian cuisine, no one does it better and more authentic than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create food, fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. It's not just dinner, it's dinnertainment. Enjoy a memorable dining experience where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for celebrations, date nights, or a night on the town. Choose from over 30 different items and combinations of teppanyaki, Asian fusion, and innovative sushi. Happy hour is always on fire and offered daily with specials on teppanyaki, sushi, and signature cocktails. Now through July, get your $100 gift card and $20 bonus card. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114. Christmas in July is back at Kasai Japanese Steakhouse in Scottsdale.
On July 1st, 2022, CRC Broadcasting Company, licensee of KFNN AM 1510 kilohertz, Mesa, Arizona, K24EU at 95.9 megahertz, Tempe, Arizona, K287BX 105.3 megahertz, Mesa, Arizona, and KQFN 1580 kilohertz, Tempe, Arizona, filed an application with the Federal Communications Commission for assignment of licenses. Members of the public wishing to view this application or obtain information on how to file comments and petitions on the application can visit publicfiles.fcc.gov and search KFNN or KQFN's public file.
This is Brent Musburger. Don't miss Pro Football Blitz, Saturday afternoons, right here on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Randy, could you read all that again? I didn't catch that. I was trying to write it down. For the megahertz. What are the megahertz again?
I couldn't tell you. I read them.
I was trying to write that down. It was a little fast.
Yeah.
I want to send
because there was a lot to say, and I had to get it done in 30 seconds.
I want to send an angry letter to the FCC.
Well, I think you should. Yeah.
It's a
98.7 megahertz. Yeah. And 620 kilohertz. Yeah.
Writing that down. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And Rory McIlroy said something that sort of sparked a thought in me. And now, Rory, everybody's pissed off at the people who left for the LIV. And, the PJ who's not happy. And of course, now they're getting investigated for, collusion.
Antitrust laws, basically.
So
collusion being one of them.
Yeah, and also I'm pretty sure for unless there's some food card violations. I think there was they may have lost their rating, with the food department.
Well, I know they weren't wearing gloves when they prepared the chicken. So
exactly. So they're in all sorts of trouble because now people are leaving and now they're being investigated. This statement from Rory McIlroy saying it's better for the sport if the Open winner is not from the LIV golf series. And I thought maybe this is an opportunity to make golf more interesting. Maybe it's PGA versus the LIV. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you make it like a competitive thing, kind of like East Coast, West Coast, National League, American League, Crips, Bloods, that kind of thing. Now, if you can make it more like Crips, Bloods, now your ratings, somebody does a golf cart drive by on the 8th green, there you go. Now you got something. You got ratings, and then you got Kevlar coming in as a sponsor. All the way around, I think that this is a pretty good idea I'm having. At least it's more entertaining for golf. But in a serious way, LIV versus PGA, couldn't they turn that into a thing that's beneficial for everybody?
Well, they could if both sides weren't so combative towards each other. Yeah.
Well, the LIV guys have all the money on the planet. They like a pile of it right there, and they're just burning it. They don't care. The PGA can't compete like that, so they're gonna have to cooperate. It's just a fact.
I don't know that they're going to have to cooperate. No, I don't think so. Mm-mm.
Okay.
I think there are deeper issues that you and I don't understand that's going on here.
They're going to they're going to get diluted is what's going to happen.
I don't think so. I think the LIV Tour is in its infancy, and it's trying to assert itself now as a legitimate golf franchise, where the PGA Tour has been around for a long, long time. and has things already in place, has corporate sponsors in place, has a long-standing tradition with corporate America, where the Live Tour doesn't. And then you've got a loudmouth CEO for the Live Tour in Greg Norman, who's basically berating and belittling people for not coming over to the Live Tour.
Yeah.
And you got guys like Rory McIlroy and now Tiger Woods, who was outspoken just yesterday, talking about, well, what's in it for the golfers now? I mean, these guys, what motivation do they have to be great, to be excellent? And so, in his words, why do they even have to go to the range anymore? And how sad is it that these guys may never have a chance to walk down the fairways at Augusta and never have a chance to play in a major tournament anymore, never have a chance to win the PGA championship.
The fight is going to be from the other side, where they say it is not right for them to keep me out, because these players will say, I'll do the PGA events and the Live Tour. That's what they'll say. But the PGA is like, nope, if you do that, you can't do this. It's the PGA that's going to get their asses kicked in court.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that the PGA is not a monopoly, and I think the PGA had this gone about a different way, had the Live Tour had approached the PGA and wanted to work together.
Wait,
to get a happy,
like they owe them something?
Well, no, if you want to have competition, that's one thing, but don't dilute these guys, these golfers, these professional golfers. The majority of them are very traditional, very purists. They look back on their roots. That's why this thing at St. Andrews is so big. That is the origins of the game of golf, and that's why this week is so big. And then these guys think that these people that are leaving the PGA and going to the Live Tour for a payday. Well, I mean, I understand it. The PGA Tour needs to do something about their purses and give more of a share to the players who come out and participate. But the players no longer have to work for anything.
Yeah,
they show up and make money.
You're not going to get very far with me with an organization that just barely started letting black people play historically in their long tradition. Not all traditions are a good thing, and people who hold too close to some traditions, well, there's a word for those.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean just started letting black people play?
Well,
because I would have to call you on that, because there's
been the last 30, 40 years. I mean, Tiger Woods showing up at some of these places was the first one. Yeah, and they had to change some rules.
No, there've been black people. There's been Indian people. There's been Hispanic people. Lee Trevino's from the 50s and 60s and 70s.
In Augusta, you couldn't be a member.
Well, that's Augusta. I'm not talking about you. You're talking about the PGA. Now, if you want to talk about Augusta not accepting men of color or women as members,
and all that time,
I'm on board
the
with
PGA kept showing up there too, didn't
well,
it?
I'm on board with you there, but I'm just saying that the PGA Tour has not been has not been in a race environment where they don't allow people of color to participate.
Yeah, but they still were utilizing places that did discriminate. That's it all plays together, if you ask me. But let's not get bogged down with that. I'm just looking at this saying the LIV and the PGA, if they made it some sort of competitive thing where they combated each other with golf, maybe a few bullets, but golf generally. And that could turn into something.
It could. I think that the PGA would at least have, access to the guys that left, which they would like. And the Live would get, like Randy said, some legitimacy. Right now, the Live Tour is not even on a network. You've got to figure out where the hell on
it's
YouTube
all over Saudi Arabia.
They're streaming it, or is it on their website? I don't know. It's just every channel. I just think that the Live Tour, they want to break into the U.S. market. That's why they went after the golfers that they went after. If they didn't care and just pulled from international guys. But no, they specifically did target Brooks Koepka and Dustin Johnson and guys like that.
So the Live Tour, they're not on TV. Are they on TV anywhere? Are they on TV in England? Are they on TV in Scotland? Are they anywhere? Because here's the thing. This ends up just being a couple of fellas from Saudi Arabia just screwing around and let's buy some golfers and amuse ourselves. And at that point, shame on the guys who went and took the money because this won't last. They'll get bored, they'll move on to something else. This can't last long term, right?
Well, I don't know.
They could change their mind tomorrow. Like, okay, well, you know what? We got together. We decided we don't care about golf as much as we do, care about bowling. And all of a sudden, people are being bought off for the Live Bowling Tour. Then that guy with the big frizzy white man throw
from the Pro Bowlers Tour. Now
Right.
he's in Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
And then all these guys who left the PGA are going to be like standing around like, well, guess we got paid, right? I guess see you in that. Okay.
It is a very interesting situation and one to watch unfold. But I don't think that the Live Tour really has any foot to stand on at this point, at this juncture.
So what's the future?
They only had 13 tournaments.
What is the future for the Live Tour then? Is that
I don't
something
know.
that's going to exist in its own little weird alternate reality? In Saudi Arabia till they get tired of it, or are they going to act? Are there enough golfers that matter to go on to the Live Tour to where somebody might start airing something on the TV?
Boy, I don't know. That's going to be interesting to find out. I don't know, Jeffrey. That's a good question.
Because it seems, Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. I don't know. I'm not going to get too uptight about people who try to better their life and they're like, well, I got offered more money, so I guess I'll be going now. I get that, but you can't be so short-sighted. You don't run off. You haven't seen any NFL players run off to the USFL. You know what I mean? It's like, well, this is gonna be around forever. No, it's probably not. So this Live Tour, I just don't see it lasting.
I don't either. I don't appreciate the animosity that's been going both ways in this thing. I think the PGA Tour needs to straighten up their communications about the Live Tour and to the Live Tour. And I think the Live Tour, they need to fire the CEO and get his ass out of there because he's nothing more than just a loudmouth, arrogant ass who's going to, you better put somebody in there that knows what the hell he's doing because this guy is going to ruin it for you.
And as for the network stuff, I'm looking at the list of broadcasters by country. And yeah, some countries have it on whatever network it's on. But most countries, it's just, the DAZN app. That's a streaming app,
That was a boxing app.
YouTube, it's mostly for boxing, but they're trying to get other sports on there. And I guess this is their way of doing that is partnering with the Live Tour.
They're going to hostily go after ESPN, the DAZN app.
Boomer Sooner says that they just sent a telegraph. We just got it. Greg Norman. We're not welcome. No, I read that wrong. He says, you guys heard the British Open sent Greg Norman a telegraph saying he wasn't welcome. Stay away. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. And then everybody agreed that was the right thing to do.
Yeah,
because of his big fat mouth.
Well, and that's it. And he's the way he's gone about it. I mean, I get kind of emotional about it, but because the way he's treated Jack Nicklaus. I mean, the guy's 80 some odd years old and he's belittling him for not coming over to the Live Tour.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's pretty low. Fed Fan says you can mock pro bowling, but remember they had more viewers in the WNBA game, Mercury versus Sparks. Cornrow. Is that the guy's name with the white afro guy? On TV had more viewers than the WNBA. Oh, I think she means cornhole. That's an interesting thing. I saw a little bit of that Bill Burr stand-up special, and he made a pretty good point. And it's one that we've all been. I'm going to go back to saying what I say about the WNBA. If you want to make it better, you want more ratings, lower the damn rims so they can dunk.
I'm opposed to that.
Here's the thing. He said, why should we men be forced to watch this when the women don't watch it? Those arenas should be filled with women and women rights activists and all sorts of people. Why is it on us men when the women won't even watch their own sport?
I don't think anyone's putting it on men necessarily. And look, it's a cultural thing in America. In other places in this world, people show up to watch women play basketball. We just don't do it here.
All right. But here's the thing I've always said. The market will bear. The market will bear. If there's nobody buying tickets, don't get mad at me if I don't want to talk about it. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. I know you love yourself some of that WNBA.
I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't want to watch or doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay, do your thing. So then we won't. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
But are you mad at me?
Oh, he's pissed at you.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes. Wish you should just put them on standing or sitting without ever having to touch them. If so, then I have the shoe for you. Introducing new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins. With new Skechers Slip-ins, you just step in and off you go. You don't even need to lace up. So how do Skechers Slip-ins work? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide right into place. So just step in them and go. Find new hands-free Skechers Slip-ins for the whole family at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works overtime with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget is available as a concentrate or extreme reach hose end. Purchase Wet and Forget in-store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmvdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmvdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. What is this Skechers commercial that George was complaining about? Can you play that commercial for me so I know what he's talking about? Can you bring that up? I don't know if you can. I know George keeps saying, wow, this Skechers guy has the most annoying voice and worst lisp I've ever heard in a commercial. Is that Mr. Penguin from Batman? I don't know why. I've never listened to this spot and heard it. Sorry, I'm not stuck in the car. I don't listen to every one of them.
I don't think George is stuck in a car either.
No,
I think he's listening at home, isn't he?
Well, I'm glad. Thank God he doesn't just turn the damn thing off. Santa's #1 helper says, good afternoon, gentlemen. Did you all know that the station comes in on 95.9 FM? I'm in Scottsdale right now. Yeah.
What? What?
We know.
When did that happen?
That's been there for a long time. Santa's #1 helper. It's just, 99.3 is very good in the West Valley. 95.9, good where you can get it in the East Valley. So we don't really make a big deal out of that one, but enjoy. Navy Brad says, I'm told the Diamondbacks and several other teams have a high interest in his nephew, who's 18 years old, state champ, second year pitching right there. And by the way, yep, I told you, San Francisco Giants Final 4, Diamondbacks 3. Big George blaming me. Says, thanks, Jeffrey, for jinxing the Diamondbacks with your negativity. No, no.
That's not even how jinxes work. You
No.
can't
No.
jinx. Usually it's you put the cart before the
Yeah.
horse. You say you're
Yeah.
going to get a win. That's how you jinx somebody.
Yeah.
You can't jinx
Yeah.
somebody by saying, I know you're going to lose, and then
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
lose. That's
I'm
just
a realist because the name of the team is the Diamondbacks, George. That wasn't too hard to guess.
Now, Big George, you know how this works. If Jeffrey would have come on crowing about, it's out 5th inning, the Diamondbacks are up 3-0. This is a for sure win for the Snakes today, boy. And then they
That's
would
a
lose. So
jinx.
that would be a jinx right there, Big George.
I just told you like it TI is.
Are you still looking for this annoying sketch?
Oh, yeah. Let's hear this. Hey, George, listen to this.
Hey, I got a question for you. You hate bending over to put on your shoes.
Oh.
You should just put them on standing or sitting
Oh,
without ever having to touch them.
This commercial worked on me. I bought some Skechers just yesterday.
Skechers slip-ins. With new Skechers slip-ins, you just step in and
All right,
off
you can
you
turn
go.
it off now. That spot
What?
don't bother me. Does that bother you?
No, I think it's fine.
It's a little annoying.
Well, I mean,
depends
I
on
guess if
how
you hear
long
it,
you've been
yeah.
listening to the. If you've been listening all day, then
What's about it, George?
Hey, you guys have to understand how many commercials that I make that clients turn down because it doesn't sound right. And then something like that ends up airing on a national spot.
I think we have something worse than that just about every day. 888-368-1580.
Do we now?
Biscuits and Gravy says, imagine an athlete not being able to complete the rigors of walking around. Oh, he's talking about Tiger Woods. Well, yeah. Imagine an athlete, though, about losing his leg a year ago and then coming back and playing better golf than you ever will. Ever. So, yeah. I mean, are we really calling golfers athletes? Really? Because John Daly, you know what I'm saying? John Daly
Well,
kind of just ruins the athlete idea when someone like John Daly is still out there.
Yeah, but Tiger in his prime and still today, even his work ethic and a lot of the guys, the young guys out there now, Justin Thomas, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, these guys, Dustin Johnson, these guys go through a workout routine daily to stay in good shape and to build their bodies for the rigors of tour golf. Are they athletes? Athletes, but they're in pretty damn good shape.
I mean, there's gotta be some athletic ability. I'll give you, but
hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, like video game playing.
But you also use your muscles in a way that you don't when you play video games.
Can I tell you why it's hard to consider them athletes? Because what ruined Tiger Woods? Do you remember what ruined? Not the whole thing with the Denny's waitresses.
I think it was a 7-iron, but his
wasn't that
estranged wife was hitting a Escalade as he was trying to escape. It was
Go
that, wasn't it?
farther back. Here's what ruined Tiger Woods. He bulked up. He tried to be an athlete. He tried to make himself more muscular. He tried to build his body in a way where he thought, well, if I do this, I'll be able to drive harder and longer, and then I'll be even better. But then it messed up his swing. Having certain muscles of certain sizes messed up how he played the game. He had to relearn how to play the game because of that. So doing that. So what I'm trying to say is I can't call this an athletic sport when somebody becomes an athlete and becomes bad at it.
Well, I don't know, because there's just a certain, build. Different sports require different body types. I don't want my lineman built the same way my quarterback is built. If my quarterback bulked up to the size of the lineman, yeah, you'd be a terrible quarterback. I don't think that necessarily precludes you from being an athlete, because if you try to bulk up, you have to be flexible, which is also an athletic
less athletic to play the game.
But
it's not that athletic.
But it's not less athletic, because him adding muscle made him less flexible, so he couldn't rotate through. That's not less athletic. Flexibility is still an athletic thing. If you're not flexible, you can't play.
Truth of the matter is, I think he bulked up so he looked better to the waitresses. You know what I mean?
Possibly.
But I don't want to drop all the clothes and look like a string bean when you're trying to sex them up. You know what I'm saying?
Did you see the Tiger Woods documentary that they put out on the HBO? It's really good, and they showed one of the things that happened during that period where he was bulking up was he was also just doing like a lot of military training, and he was going through the actual training, and so it was intense and actually hurting his body. And
did they show any of the waitresses?
That they did actually. The
Did they actually?
the documentary went deep. Like it
Okay.
started at the very beginning and went through
So
everything that he
let's
did.
come back to that. Let's focus on that a moment. First off, I need a name of this documentary because I got the HBO Plus.
Well, I only saw the first part. I got up to the part where his dad was giving lessons at the golf course while Tiger was there. His dad purchased an RV and parked it at the golf course and was taking the lady students into the RV.
Oh, so
while
that's where you
Tiger's
got
out
it.
on the greens and on the range.
I learned it from watching you, Dad.
They laid out how he got to that point. They really did. And
Okay,
it's just
so-
called Tiger.
So here's the thing. Let me just ask you, because I don't have time to go run and watch it right now. Because this is the part I never knew. He was known as a tremendous he-whore, and he would bed down a waitress from Morton's or Denny's, Ruth Chris or IHOP. He didn't care. Were any of them good looking? Did these
Boy, I
look
don't
like the
know.
waitresses that I would? It's like, okay, can I get some hash browns? Yeah, that lady did. Were any of these women?
It didn't seem like it mattered to Tiger.
Okay, so that's the answer right there. The answer was no.
Well, it's not no. I think some of them were, but good looking was not the criteria, is what I'm saying.
I wonder if he was like, okay. You rank the women after that, like, okay, that girl over there, yeah, that woman over there is Red Lobster. She's Red Lobster right here.
Oh no.
Like he ranked the women by the restaurants.
By the
Oh, no.
restaurant?
Yeah. Oh, baby, she's Ruth Chris. Oh my God. Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that's McDonald's. Right over there. That's McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Just ranking the ladies.
I don't
that
know
way.
that Tiger Woods has ever eaten at McDonald's.
That's the point. That's like a woman asking for change
don't-
outside of the 7-Eleven,
Tiger Woods had not yet been accepted to Stanford the last time he ate at McDonald's.
I don't believe that. Everybody eats fast food eventually.
His family, his
Oh, wait,
mom
wait,
and
are we
his
still
dad.
talking women or food?
Well, we're talking
talking
food and Tiger Woods. His
Okay.
family. If you watch that, you need to watch that documentary. His family were.
What's it called?
It's just called Tiger.
Just
Tiger.
call it Tiger.
Yeah.
No subtitle about he whore?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. How do we get on that? Jeez.
I have no idea.
You guys are horny. 888-368-1580. And Last Optimist says, you know what? The NBA should stop being sexist and allow women to play in the men's league. Collapse two leagues into one and treat everybody the same. Well, here's the thing. I don't care if they let women be in the NBA. Are there any women who could play in the NBA? Keon, you watch enough WNBA to be able to answer that question. How many women in the WNBA could actually, come over and say be a guard?
Be a guard. I mean, it's hard to tell just because the physicality of the men's game is different. But if you can shoot, and these ladies can shoot. I mean,
Lately, it seems like it's gotten better, hasn't it?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I like it. I mean, the shooting has become better across basketball as a whole. College, pro, women's, men's, doesn't matter. And I think the shooting has opened up the game a whole lot more. The spacing is better. You don't have like 10 people in the paint trying to put the ball in. You got people who can shoot it from the logo, basically, in the women's game.
It's
And I
a
just
smaller
think
court, though, isn't it?
no, it's the same size court.
Same size court.
So,
He's trying to rile up the ladies.
if you can shoot the ball like that, then I have trouble believing you can't compete at all. I think it would be tough for you to be, 6'1", 6'2", trying to guard, someone who is a guard that is like Devin Booker's size, who's closer to maybe 6'5", that's going to be tough. But as far as the actual skill, the skill is there.
Well, isn't I only know this because I saw it on the TV, the commercial.
All right.
But that Sabrina Ionescu,
yeah,
isn't she as tall as CP3? Because when they were in that commercial together,
she's pretty tall.
Hey, Brittany
seemed
Griner
like-
is 6'8", isn't she?
Yeah, I think Brittany's she's up there. She's 6'7", 6'8", something like that.
Because I saw her walking down the stairs getting ready for a Russian court appearance, and everybody just looked like midgets.
But as far as like I don't know what the size of any of the other.
Yeah, so Sabrina is 5'11". So, Chris Paul, I think is 6'1" around there. So that makes sense. And then, Brittany Griner's 6'10".
Holy moly. That's even taller than I thought.
Yeah.
She couldn't play in the NBA.
Yeah. I think she could. Who else? Liz Cambage plays in LA. She's definitely 6'8" in that arena of size. So yeah.
Yeah, and don't get mad at me for saying lower the rims when the women play with a smaller ball. I don't want to hear it. 888-368.
But everybody plays on a 10-foot rim. When you're a kid, you play on a 10-foot rim. So no, grown people are not going to play on a lower than 10-foot rim.
I mean, when I was in elementary school, it wasn't no 10-foot rim.
Yeah, I could dunk then.
Because we used to go back in high school and just dominate.
Destroy it, sure.
Just
and those
dominate.
kids. F those kids like Michael Jordan Thomas. Wow. Fed fan says, does anyone remember what Tiger's father looked like? You had to have been desperate for golf lessons if you ever stepped into that RV.
Well, I mean, but he was a very charismatic man. He was a very charismatic man.
I don't think you get to take away how much confidence is a part of that. And that guy, I mean, when you hear him talk, on the talk shows about Tiger when Tiger's a little kid, I mean, he's got this inspirational way of talking. It's insane.
Well,
He's
him
got
and
charisma.
LeVar Ball should have been best friends.
Well, and not only is he charismatic, the guy diffused bombs. He was on the bomb squad in the Army.
That's not a euphemism. It's like he actually did
literally.
defuse bombs.
No, he literally. Yeah. So he had cha-cha bongos of steel.
That means he could get a bra like that.
With his eyes closed, smoke all around, in a suit. He would snap. It's done.
No offense to my fellow lady athlete, says Fed fan, but a gal trying to play against guys in the NBA would get creamed. Remember our ladies soccer champions team lost to high school boys in soccer.
See, I don't think Cream's playing anymore, Fed fan.
What was their
I'll have
greatest
to look
hits?
that up. Huh?
What were their greatest hits?
Cream?
Yeah.
Well, the White Room. I'd have to look at it. In the White Room.
Oh, that's
with black curtains.
Yeah.
At
Seems like
the station.
Black curtains are not a good idea in the White Room.
Well, yeah.
Seems like it'd be like
It's
really
that's
harsh.
Euphemism, I believe.
I was just thinking interior decorating, which I'm very bad at because
I don't think Eric Clapton and those guys were interior decorating when they were talking about the White
also
Room.
not good babysitters,
Mm.
especially Eric Clapton. Boomer Sooner says, minute, Jeffrey, you did the right thing. 10 to 15 seconds. Turn that off. Thank you very much. I think he's talking about the Skechers commercial. Big George says, Randy, I agree with you. I'd listen to your dulcet tones speaking a commercial all day over that Skechers guy. Same with Jeffrey. Smooth as butter.
I've had some pretty damn good production declined because they wanted something different.
Navy Brad says, I am watching you 3 on my new 86-inch LG TV. A gift to myself. Happy birthday. Wow, this just about did not fit in your entertainment system too, didn't it?
Happy birthday.
That looks like it's really testing the bounds of fitting in that thing. Well, I can't think of a better use for your TV, Navy Brad. I really can't. Hefty Lefty says, jinxes are like when you plan a parade route before you win a title. Kind of like our own morning show did last year.
I don't think it was the whole morning show. It was just maybe one member.
And let's see here. Baker's Cocky Hen says Tiger Woods became obsessed with becoming a Navy SEAL after his dad passed away. That's why he bulked up so much and was always getting hurt. Really? You think it was just he wanted to be more like his dad? I don't know about that.
They did show some of the training that he was doing, and it was just like, what if you're playing golf? None of this is useful to you. Glad you're interested, but the training was actually physically hurting him, and then he would go play golf with those injuries.
And he has such or he did have, he no longer has it, but he had such a violent swing. I mean, when he came out first playing on the tour, nobody could believe how far this guy was hitting the ball.
Watermelon,
I mean, it was just unheard of. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Watermelon says, too soon on the Eric Clapton babysitting joke, Jeffrey. Really? It's been 30 years. And remember, hey, there are no tears in heaven. Just hopefully a place for the Grammy you won at his expense, Eric. Fed fan says, no, she says, I don't care how much mojo Tiger's father had. I'm not going in that RV. Well, you have a little something called self-respect. Okay. Last Optimist says Bob Ross drove around in a camper van selling painting lessons. I think his lessons were on the outside of the van. If Bob Ross pulls up with that giant, white guy fro that he had and his dulcet tones, and he's just standing there painting, oh hell, anybody'd walk up there and take a painting lesson from him. But he just says, "Oh, happy little RV over there. Go in there and make a happy little sex." It's like, no, I gotta go, Bob. Gotta go. I'm not going in there though. I'm like,
can I see your happy little tree?
I hope that I can forget the image of Bob Ross being created in my mind right now. I hope that I can forget everything that I've heard in the last 45 seconds.
Oh, looky, there's a happy little beaver.
Oh my God.
There's a beaver right there. That's nice. This is your world. Just you do what you want with it.
Oh no.
Look at those Twin Peaks. Aren't they beautiful?
Oh no, come on. Nah.
Shining, glistening in the sun. Little hint of sweat. I mean, rain right there.
Oh no.
That's right. We're ruining Bob Ross for Keon.
Oh.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Let's be real. Mopping is a hassle. You have to fill the bucket, pushing a wet, heavy mop around, then cleaning the mop when you're done so it doesn't grow bacteria. A hassle on top of a hassle. Try Swiffer WetJet. With Swiffer WetJet, you start with a fresh pad and cleaning solution every time. And when you're done, you just toss the pad. Swiffer WetJet, the faster, easier, cleaner way to clean your floors.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is. Bruce Jacobs here to tell you take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Level your energy costs, protect yourself from inflation. How's that for straight and to the point? Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home has gone way up in value, but have you taken advantage of it? This is Rob Canier with a phenomenal opportunity to tap into some of your home equity, earning tax-free income and eliminating your mortgage payment while staying in your home as long as you want. With home prices leveling off, don't wait to learn more about the new reverse mortgage. This is a safe and proven money-saving and tax-free income opportunity for homeowners age 62 and older. Call me, Reverse Rob, and learn more today at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
Jim Rome lives here.
It's a lame take to say that this is the dead time of sports and that there's nothing to talk about. It's not 1965. There's lots to talk about. In fact, I think it's actually one of the funnier times of the year because looking around and laughing at all the manufactured tripe that people are talking about, that's become a sport unto itself.
Jim Rome and the Jungle. Weekdays, mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So we were talking about a little bit of that Tiger Woods documentary. How about the Derek Jeter thing? Anybody watch any of that yet?
I haven't seen it yet. No.
The Captain. I guess it's on the ESPN. And, I don't know what you believe. People say, some of what Michael Jordan said in The Last Dance was a lie. Some people are going to say what was in the Tiger Woods thing might not have been true. Everybody agrees the Tom Brady thing was so boring they couldn't finish it. All of that, is subjective, I guess. But so there's some stuff that's come out, getting ready for the Captain. Is it started yet, or is it about to start? I can't remember if it started yet because I ain't watched it because it's a friggin' Yankee. But I found it pretty interesting to hear this part. Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez were used to be kind of tight, right? Once, like best pals. They knew each other since high school and eventually ended up winning a World Series together with the Yankees. But by the time they got to play together, Derek already did not trust A-Rod. And I guess he explains this in the documentary. First time A-Rod showed his colors was in 1997 when he allegedly complained to a reporter off the record about a recent Sports Illustrated cover, which the two of them did together. I guess he was upset because he was sitting and Derek was standing over him because, quote, it gave the impression I was just sort of below him. He says, I'm sorry, but I'm the better player. Okay, first off, who was the better player, Jeter or Rodriguez?
That's tough. That's tough.
I think A-Rod was the more talented guy.
Okay. So he was the better player.
Just naturally talented. But yeah, well, more success though is Jeter.
All right. Well, I think we go with the results more than the talent. So anyway, and by the way, A-Rod claims that he never said that. He says he never said that, but I don't know if you trust him. He's a Yankee. Anyway, fast forward to 2000, and A-Rod signed his $252 million deal with the Texas Rangers. Even though Jeter had led the Yankees to 4 championships in 5 years, A-Rod said publicly, this time on the record, Jeter could never get the same money he got. He says he just doesn't do the power numbers, and defensively, he doesn't do all those things. So he might not break 252. He might get 180. I don't know what he's going to get. 150, I'm not sure.
Got to tell you, I can tell you who's the most arrogant player of the two of them, and that's A-Rod.
Sounds like it.
And you've got a question. You've got to have an asterisk by A-Rod because steroids. Jeter was never, ever caught using steroids. I don't think Jeter
alleged, though he did.
Well, there's a lot of allegations. There's some allegations that a lot of players who never touched the stuff use this stuff. But I think that's just a big smokescreen. You look at Derek Jeter. Does he look like a guy who was on steroids? Did he act like a guy who was on steroids?
No, he acted like a guy who was on high testosterone, though. Boy, he tore through all of New York, didn't he?
Well, but we talked about that yesterday, whether he did all those ladies or not. The rumor about the famous basket.
All right, so he denied the gift basket part, but he didn't deny the other part. So, well,
he did not.
As long as and we've talked about this in the past, as long as Derek Jeter conducted himself like George Clooney or Leonardo DiCaprio, who were honest about what they were. Here's the deal: don't get attached. We're just having fun. Well, then okay, fair is fair. But if he misrepresented himself, then that would be bad. But it never sounded like Derek Jeter did because he was just he was a hound. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so in The Captain, Jeter says this about A-Rod. He goes, it goes back to trust and loyalty. It's like, is this how this guy feels? He's not a true friend. That's how I felt because I wouldn't do that to a friend. And then in an Esquire interview in 2001, A-Rod trashed Jeter again, saying he never had the lead because he was, quote, blessed with great talent around him. And he said he can just go play, have fun, and hit second. And of course, Jeter, like Michael Jordan, I took that personally.
Well, he should. Jeter
A-Rod
was a clutch player.
A-Rod appears in the documentary. He says he feels bad about some of the things he said, even though he still says he stands by them. And he says he met with Jeter and tried to repair the relationship, but it's not the same. So Jeter's cool about it. Says people make mistakes. I get it. I'll be cordial, but you cross the line and I'm not letting you in again. Sounds like Jeter is 100% right about this.
Sounds like it to me.
Yeah, I like the way that Jeter went about his baseball career. There was no sensationalism. There was no grandstanding. And the guy was just a clutch player. I mean, one of the greatest plays that I saw in my life as a baseball fan was a play that he cut off the ball and pitched it to the catcher in a game. I think it was the ALCS game against the Oakland Athletics, and Jason Giambi was tagged out at home because Jeter instinctively got a ball that was off target, caught it with his glove, and then shovel passed it to the catcher. And they tagged Giambi as he was going by before he stepped on the play. One of the greatest plays I've ever seen.
All
that
fine
was
and
Derek
good,
Jeter.
But I kind of still figure I wish he had maybe some genital awards because he's a Yankee, Randy.
I get it. I
want them all to have genital awards.
I get it.
Every single damn last one of them.
My buddy hates the Yankees. I understand. I understand.
But you know, if we're going to talk about, did Derek Jeter play the game the right way? He did. He just 100% did. Like Randy said, he's as clutch as they come. I think one of the best plays I think I've ever seen, Derek Jeter tracking down that foul ball that's going into the stands.
Oh, yeah.
You know, no care for his body at all. Just laid himself out, gets out. He's got cuts and bruises all over his face, but he's got the ball. You know, I mean, he
made the play.
Made the play. That was Derek Jeter in a nutshell.
But I still wish he had cuts and bruises on his genital warts that every one of the Yankees should have.
If you're a Yankee.
Yeah. Ex-Yankees, well, they should clear up, you know? Okay. Well, I mean, ex-Yankee, like if you go on to another team or something.
If you move along from
Right.
being a Yankee.
Jeter, no. Warts, bruises, cuts, metal shards. I don't care. 888-368-1580. Swazman says, Tiger and Jordan are the top two athletes of my era, even over Joe Montana, Wayne Gretzky, entire Bears 85D. Tiger's iconic, more well-known than the Pope. My point is, Tiger sells tickets and advertising. And by the way, Bo Jackson and Deion Sanders were in that group of top athletes in my era. Yeah, okay, that's cool. I mean, that's like your opinion, man. Berg says, yeah, he broke his face in the stands.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did he get genital warts on his face?
He did not. He did not.
No, I don't believe
And
so.
it wasn't enough. I know you guys talked about LeBron saying some stupid crap yesterday.
Well, only because it was brought up on the text line. Yes.
So he's walked back those comments. And if you don't know what we're talking about, Brittany Griner is in that Russian gulag, and so LeBron is sitting there in the shop and talking. And now keep in mind, I think it was probably filmed before the president talked to Brittany Griner's wife. So just keep that in mind. But the stuff he said, either way, it's like, listen, I have defended LeBron. I don't like LeBron, but I'm never going to tell a guy shut up and dribble. But man, try to know what the hell you're talking about. He says, now, how can she feel like America has her back? I would be feeling like, do I even want to go back to America? It's like, okay, educate yourself, because understand something, LeBron, that originally they didn't even report this had happened. Why? Because it plays into the hands of the Russians if we make a big deal out of it. And then, everything that's been done has been by intent to try to get her out sooner. And the other part is to make it sound like America's turned their back on Brittany Griner's situation. In fact, there's a bunch of other prisoners who are locked up out there in Russia, and their families are mad about how the U.S. government has really tried to get Brittany Griner back. So, understand the landscape, understand what is really at stake here. This isn't about getting her out in a week. This is about making sure she doesn't spend 10 years there. So, and to say that she would come out of there and be like, well, I don't want to go home. I don't think that's going to be the case. Now, of course, he did walk those comments back. He says, my comments on the shop regarding Brittany Griner wasn't knocking our beautiful country. I was simply saying how she's probably feeling emotionally, along with so many other emotions, thoughts, etc., inside the cage she's been in for over 100 days. Long story short, bring her home. I think it's kind of weak.
It's very weak. And we questioned this yesterday when we were talking about it.
Should just own your stupidity, LeBron.
You are doing a TV show where you just hang out in a barbershop and just shoot the breeze with your friends. Maybe that's not the forum to talk about international affairs. Like maybe that's just not the place. I think it's okay to admit that and just go, yeah, we were just, because that's barbershop conversations. Like if you ever,
you'll hear some crazy stuff.
Yeah. And look, you barbershop conversations, let's just, who's the greatest basketball player of all time? You could have 5 different answers. Nobody in that situation is using stats. Okay. No one is going to Pro Basketball Reference and, putting Michael Jordan's player efficiency rating up against LeBron. We're just talking, but it means that if that's the kind of show you're doing, when it comes to the kind of politics that involve, I don't know, someone being detained as a prisoner in a foreign country, maybe that's just not the forum for it. The one where we don't check our information, don't check our stats, don't check and make sure we know what we're talking about. And LeBron put that topic of conversation on his very relaxed show.
Yeah, I'm always going to defend LeBron the person because he's allowed to have his opinions, his thoughts, his whatever. But then again, I'm still going to call you on it when you're being stupid and saying stupid things. And by the way, with his level of celebrity, now he's hurting more than he's helping. You know what I'm saying? That's going to hurt because now if the Russians get wind of what LeBron says, right? And he's saying, well, she's not even going to want to go back to America. You know, that's going to get used and it could end up hurting Brittany Griner's case. So I just
a little self-awareness.
Yeah. Come on, man.
23, just a little self-awareness.
888-368-1580. Did you guys talk about the rules changes and stuff?
No, we did not talk very much about that. No.
Well, one thing that Adam Silver is talking about is he is in favor of lowering the NBA's age limit. And so does that mean that somebody coming out of high school like LeBron did? And like,
yep.
So I don't understand why they keep going back and forth on that. I think the reason they're going back to this is because the NCAA doesn't exist anymore. Is that it? Or I mean,
that's part of it. It's just like it was an Adam Silver thing, or not Adam Silver. It was a David Stern thing originally, where guys were coming out of high school. And look, at first we were getting Kobe's, we were getting Kevin Garnett's. We did eventually get a LeBron James, but in between there were some guys coming out of high school weren't worth it, and teams just felt like they had to take promising 18-year-old because, okay, look how young he is and athletic. We might be able to mold this lump of clay into a talented basketball player, but it just wasn't working out. See Kwame Brown and the Washington Wizards. It's just there were a bunch of teams that were doing that and shooting themselves in the foot. And so
their problem.
Yeah, it was, but the league didn't want a bunch of those. So they raised the limit.
Kwame Brown would have been a better player had he stayed in college or waited to go in the NBA?
I think he might have been a better player if he didn't have Michael Jordan literally berating him every day of his life. But
fair enough.
I don't think he was mentally constructed that way to just take that abuse. But I do think that there were some players that came out that might have benefited from maybe a little extra time. But I think that the league has changed. There is a G League that we can send you to. That's a very good development tool. See what happened to Jordan Poole. Spent his year down there, comes back, and he's a much better basketball player for it. So there's outlets that the league can use where if you take a guy who's 18 and maybe he's not ready, there are ways that you can do that now and still come out with a player who's pretty good and developed and doesn't, miss the opportunity to go to college and get an education just to be in the NBA, because now you have ways to at least develop them as a player.
If it doesn't hurt the player, then I don't care. But if you get to a thought process that bringing them in that young is really not helping them, then maybe we should think about that. But I think Silver's like, let's hurry up and do this before LeBron's kid is 18. That's what I think this is all about, really. He just is trying to get LeBron's kid on an NBA court so LeBron can, because you know what's going to happen. Everybody's going to watch those games, whether you're a fan of whatever team they end up on or not. LeBron and Bronny on the same team, everyone's going to watch those games.
Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily that, though. I mean, the NBA has been trying to figure out how to get the young talent that they want and that they covet. And if you and it's a little unfair to a degree, because if you're not an American, because that's really what it applies to, then you don't have to go to college at all. So guys are just playing over in Europe, guys like Luka coming from Europe, and they're young and they get to come into the league ahead of some of these guys that have to go to college for a year. And so Luka's got a year of NBA experience that a guy that's born here, he has to go to college first. So he's like behind the 8 ball to a degree.
Here's the thing about Silver. He's even admitted that in the past, he was like, oh, I want to actually increase the age to 20. And then he got a call from LeBron. He's like, I really want to lower the age to 18.
I think you got to pick a thing. Like if you raise the age or lower it, because right now we kind of have the one and done college thing. That's really where, the NCAA kind of fits into all of this. Is the NCAA has never been a big fan of, well, if you make a guy come in at 19, he just sort of goes to college just to be there for a year. He's not really taking the schools thing seriously. taking maybe an opportunity from somebody else because you could be in the NBA right now. You're that good, but you're here just hanging out on campus. You don't show up for second semester classes because you're going to the NBA. Like a lot of that stuff is really weird and funky. So either you raise it like the NFL does, where you've got to be out 3 years, or just get rid of it.
Tuck says, better watch out. You say there about the Kwame Brown. He might come find you on the Twitter.
Kwame's not kidding around. Kwame's listen, that's not a guy I want to fight. And he's from like rough places in the hood. So I'm not going to sit here and say I want anything from Kwame Brown. I'm just saying Michael Jordan berating you every day.
Keon wants to fight Kwame Brown, 8145 East Evans Road, Suite 8, Scottsdale, Arizona, 85267.
Kwame Brown. Don't find me.
Calling you out, Kwame.
Okay. I never did the Stephen A. Smith thing to you. Okay. I never said you can't play. Find him. Go to the ESPN and find him.
Find him.
Hefty says, Sebastian Telfair, anyone?
Sebastian Telfair is like your prime example. He's very, very athletic guy. And I think had he might have benefited from going to college. But I think that the NBA now, with what they do with the G League, and now we've got a number of players who can decide, hey, I can go to college or I can go straight to the G League and play on that youth team that they have and build my skill against NBA talent with NBA coaching and NBA facilities. The NBA, I think, is more equipped to not fail guys like that anymore.
I know you guys talked about the take foul, but did you talk about the bench decorum thing? Did you talk about that? Because looking at you, Mavericks, did you talk about that? Let's talk about that when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the latest in the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Stay cool this summer with AC Pro and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Right now, get a $15 O'Reilly Auto Parts gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of select AC Pro ready-to-use refrigerant products that include a hose and gauge. Beat the heat before you hit the road with AC Pro at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from The Main Event, here to tell you about Access Property Advisors. When I need to buy or sell properties or get them rented out, Access Property Advisors gets me the best sales price or lease terms to make my rental properties profitable. Jason Sellers has an impressive team of professionals at Access Property Advisors, experts in just about anything you can need with real estate. So whether you want to find the home of your dreams, sell your home, or manage your rental property, do what I do and give Access Property Advisors a call at 602-614-5590. That's 602-614-5590 or visit accesspropertyadvisors.com.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans. So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
ADOT's I-10 Broadway Curve Improvement Project is in the works. It's an 11-mile stretch of Interstate 10 between Loop 202 and I-17. When complete, your travel time through the area will be reduced. Access to Sky Harbor, retail centers, and colleges will be improved, and the region will be able to better support a growing economy and more. Keep up with the project and traffic updates at i10broadwaycurve.com and stay ahead of the curve. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Department of Transportation.
This is Brad Musburger. Don't miss Betting Across America, Saturdays at 11 a.m. right here on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Here in a little bit, we've got some man card issues to discuss. I was in a meeting at the Man Card Institute with all the bigwigs, and there were some things that had come up that I need to deliberate on to decide how I'm going to vote, whether certain things are manly or not manly. So I figured, while you guys are not official, in the man card, hierarchy, we could at least discuss it. There's no rules against that. And, get your guys' opinions on stuff, which generally I'll disregard and just use my own idea. But still, it might be worth talking about. You might be able to sway me on some stuff. But before we get to that, the NBA is getting ready to make some changes, some rules. I don't care about the age thing. I just don't. But the take foul, I like that. I'm glad they're changing that. I think that's going to help the game quite a bit. It's going to change some of the strategy at the end, and if you're behind, you wish they hadn't. If you're ahead, you're happy they did. But outside of that, there's another thing. It was the Mavericks, right? The Mavericks were like laying all over the court, jumping out on the court, like hanging around, like beach chairs, overlapping out onto the court. It was the Mavericks, right, that were being annoying like that. There's some other teams too, but I think it was the Mavericks really that got on our nerves, right?
It was the Mavs for us, and then I think a couple of seasons ago, the Clippers were doing way too much.
Yeah. So that just got silly, and they would find the team, they would warn the team, but nothing ever changed. These idiots were still waving their towels and encroaching on the court, and poor Steph Curry. He about got hurt because somebody was just right there, and he kind of fell into them. So there needs to be some sort of a change. And so I see that there's a bench decorum with some stiffer penalties, on the docket. But what does that mean? Do we have any idea of what it is they're really suggesting to combat the idiots that won't stay on the damn bench?
It's going to be more of the same, but more intense. So it's going to be, they were fining people before. These fines are going to become a whole lot more serious. So
$175,000 serious for the Dallas Mavericks. And when Mark Cuban's sitting there on a pile of nothing but money, in a couple of lawsuits, but still, he doesn't care. If anybody cared after the first fine, they'd have stopped. So, that's not going to do it. Just more fines, draft picks. What? Why don't they just start given the technical fouls?
Well, yeah, I mean that's the other angle of it is there were some penalties as well, but yeah, now we're going to start talking about after game penalties. So
no, I want in-game penalties. I want shoot two. Okay, that's a foul. It's a team foul. Shoot two, or it's a technical foul or something. I want to see them hurt in points.
They have not committed to that yet. I think they should. I don't know why they haven't, but they have not committed to technical fouls. I think if you want to really get at somebody, because players today, a lot of them miss a lot of time, take time off. That with the load management and everything. So suspending some people for being yahoos, I don't know that necessarily helps.
They're on the bench.
They might just take that time off anyway.
So here's the thing: at crucial moments in the game, I understand your team. You're standing up for your boys. All right, woo, I get it. But part of what they're going to be talking about is the fact that the players are standing up, blocking the view of people who paid for seats behind the bench. And so that's what's motivating some of it is the money. Mm-hmm. But the other thing it should be the safety and interfering with the game. So no, I tell you what. You want assistant coaches to start getting people to sit down, you make it free throws. You make it impact the game you're playing. If you are in, say, a playoff game or the finals, and you end up losing by the points that you had to give up because you were too stupid to stay on your bench or at least off the court, well, that'll make a big damn difference. I think. Forget the fines and suspensions. You know, and maybe it's like, okay, two shot technical. You know, make it that 2-shot technical.
Why not? We see it in football
And the
all
ball
the time.
back.
When there are certain things that you can't do in football. Otherwise, you know, and unsportsmanlike conduct, for instance, and that, you know, could be 10, 15 yards, and that could affect field position drastically. So I don't see why the NBA can't say, you know what, 1 free throw or 2 free throws for when you violate this, because it is a dangerous thing. If somebody is shooting and a guy's on the floor and I can't see behind me and I put my foot on his foot and roll my ankle, that could be my season. And that's my livelihood. So that's not fair to the players that are out there. That's not fair to the customers behind the bench. You know, if somebody, you know, spills a Powerade because they're goofing off, that's not fair to anybody who slips on that either. It's just a whole mess. And I think that the league needs to commit harder to taking that kind of stuff out the game. Not because I don't want guys to have fun, but because once you start getting onto the court, you start endangering people's livelihood.
Am I wrong, Randy?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I agree 110%. You get these guys out there that are all like Keon said, fooling around, jumping up, waving their towels, you know, doing their dances and all that kind of business and flapping around like birds. You know what? They need to move those guys to the back bench. You know, they've got these 2 rows of benches where they some people have the injured guys sit on the back row. You know what? Go back there. Go back there. Get away from the court. And even if they're close to the court, with that 3-point line there on the side next to the bench, if somebody takes a shot there, they're just naturally going to fall backwards. So even if those guys are not on the court, physically on the court, they're still standing right there on the out of bounds line.
How about
and somebody could still get hurt.
1 warning. Next time it's a technical and they get the ball back at the center court. Next time, 2-shot technicals and the ball back every time. And you keep going from there. I guess what's going to happen? Not many teams are going to have guys on the court past the first technical. I mean, a lot of teams won't have anybody on the court past the first warning because it's going to impact the game. So the NBA is blowing it. I mean, I appreciate fines. I appreciate suspensions, but you know, game 7 of any series or, you know, of the finals, you know, nobody's going to care about fines and suspensions because that's the game, right? So you have to make it affect the game or people aren't going to respect it.
And that's really what it comes down to, because a lot of these guys that are doing a lot of the dancing, they're trying to be good teammates and stuff and pump their team up from the bench. They're not really getting out there on the floor, and their participation in this isn't necessarily, you know, basketball related. So for them, if they're actually actively causing their team to lose from the bench, yeah, now that's something that comes up in meetings and coaches talk about it. That's something that comes up where the leader of your team might go to the bench and say, hey, chill out because you're going to lose us this game.
And it's like, you know, the college football or the NFL, they have those sideline warnings where the guys are encroaching on the field and they're trying to clear them back. I mean, they've made that a pretty stiff penalty where coaches are like, you know, they get upset if they get a warning. The next time it's going to be it's going to be a foul. It's going to be a serious penalty. I think that's what they need to do. I mean, there's this $175,000. Oh, please. You know, that's a good afternoon lunch for some of these teams. You know, give me a break.
888-368-1580. All right. So there's another thing. Remember the other day when I was here and we
remember that. Yeah.
We talked about Ja Morant and that he had said that he would cook.
Yes.
He'd cook Michael Jordan.
He'd cook Michael Jordan. Yes, I remember that.
Okay. So real fast. And also remember the other day when I wasn't here and I sent you, all the work I had done to get the show started, prepped and stuff.
Yeah, you sent me your prep. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you all the sources, ladies and gentlemen, but every source I use is a reputable source, you know, and for whatever we do talk about, we try to make sure that we're not spreading lies and silliness, right? Try to make sure I don't go. If I see something somewhere, I go check a reputable source before a lot of times we'll be doing the show. So he says, hey, breaking news, this is happening. And then I'm like, well, we don't see it on any of the real outlets yet. So we don't believe you. And many times that has saved us looking dumb.
Yeah.
It's too bad ESPN doesn't use the Use the same sort of intelligent thought processes that this stupid show does.
You mean the number one rule in journalism?
Yeah, check your sources. Check your sources.
Just double check it.
And maybe ESPN, don't start with a source called Ball Sack Sports. Because
that Twitter account has been getting people for ages.
Yeah, it's like the Onion kind of. And so this came from Ball Sack Sports on Twitter. John Morant says Michael Jordan would just be another superstar in today's game. Says today's talent is at an all-time high. If you put me, MJ in today's game, he's another superstar. I got me, Steph, Luka, Dame, Trey, yada, yada, yada. He never said this. He never said this. And when ESPN reported he said that, Taylor Rooks, who did the interview that we had talked about, said he absolutely did not say this.
So
not even once. Not even once. This is just not real. So then the guy Jacoby from ESPN had to apologize to everybody. But I'm just saying, if you don't use the source called Ball Sack Sports, you don't have to retract or make any kind of apology, do you?
Just don't read everything that pops up on your Twitter feed. All you have to do is look at the name first and go, okay, this seems weird. Usually when it comes to breaking stuff, if I see something that seems weird, it's like, okay, the two guys that break a lot of stuff in the NBA, Woj and Shams, I check them out. If they don't have it, then I'm not running. I'm not running with it.
All Jacoby is just like, I got one.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Hefty's right. The crazy thing is that ESPN changed the source to Bleacher Report on the graphic they put up because they couldn't put Ball Sack, sports. Yeah. So this is not the first time they've been burned by the Ball Sack. In May, they reported a physical confrontation between James Harden and Kyrie Irving after Irving called his former Nets teammate washed. Never happened.
No.
Never happened. And you think the first time around, somebody'd say, all right, guys, gather around. We're not going to ever use a Ball Sack sports story again because they're just not true. It's a lot of comedy. And you think that would be good. That'd be enough. Nope. Old Jacoby decides, I've got something here.
Yeah, that's a shame. You've got to be better than that and try not to be like a former coworker of mine who hosted a show and would print out all of his notes and stuff, and then we would take Onion articles and slide them in there to see if he would read them, and he would read almost all of them. Every now and then he'd catch one and go, "This is the Onion." So we started taking the Onion header off of the printed paper and just putting the story in there. He would read just anything that came across.
Ron Burgundy.
Wow.
Try not to be that.
You can't put it in the prompter. He reads the prompter.
Fish Tank says, I think Morant was just saying he wants to start a cooking show with Jordan. Somehow that sounds less ridiculous. Well, he did say he'd cook him. He didn't say the other stuff. And that's the big difference. See, the Daily Blender is a silly show. And oftentimes we say stuff here on this show that should never be repeated. Yeah, period. Just, if anybody ever took this show and started like, I heard on the Daily Blender that blah, 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 blah. Come on, man. We're Ball Sack Sports. Okay.
We're just three Ball Sack Sports trying to have a good time.
That's it. So, we should never be a source is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This thing, if you go to your friend and say something and they're like, that didn't happen. Oh, I heard it on the Daily Blender. I'm so sorry.
Quote us at your own peril.
Mm-hmm.
We try though. Harder than the ESPN.
So evidently we do better than the ESPN because on this topic, we got it all right. They did not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Manscaped has a good product, says Hefty Lefty, to prevent that kind of burn.
True.
I'm telling you, there should be a Manscaped stadium somewhere.
Okay.
Somewhere soon.
Manscaped Field. Needs to be
yeah.
Manscaped Field.
Hell yeah.
Think of it. Think of the profits.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, I have some man card discussions to have. We actually have a man of the day, and then we're going to talk us a bunch of NFL football, if anybody is okay with that. Unless somebody is against that. Do we know how many days it is until the season?
It's a week before the camps open.
That's a good way to look at it. 1 week before camp starts, X amount of days until silly preseason. How many days till the real deal with Bill McNeil?
He's dead now. Bill McNeil. Isn't he dead?
Yeah, his wife blew the brains out of it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Do we know yet?
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's on its head, so if that your phone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
There's a time to be fearful and a time to be calm. A time to be aggressive and a time to be conservative, especially when it comes to investing. You've heard the phrase, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose.
Hello, I'm Mo Ansari, president of Compact Asset Management. At Compact, we strive to provide you with the tools and experience it takes to be in the right place at the right time to grow and protect your hard-earned money. Call pound 250 on the cell phone and say, talk to Mo, and let's check your goals together. You'll get a free portfolio review and risk analysis, and we'll focus on your investment strategies. Call pound 250 on your cell phone and say, talk to Mo, or visit us online at compact.com. That's COMPAK.com.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA, SIPC.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I've finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk and 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. All righty.
All righty then.
Time for some man business. Time for some serious man business, and it's okay, Fed Fan. You can chip in on this too. You're cool. But this is really just something that a lot of people say, well, that's not just man stuff that you're talking about. It ain't just man stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's people stuff. But yeah, we have to make determinations though on whether or not it ends up being a man card violation. There's a lot of stuff people say, hey, Jeffrey, you, the manliest man in these here parts, the Southwest Regional Man Card Commissioner, man with a doctorate in manology from the Sheer Damn Manliness Institute. Is this a man card violation? And there's been a lot of times I've had to say no. Just because somebody likes this, does this, or whatever, doesn't automatically make it a man card violation. But that's why I'm me. And unfortunately for you, you are you. You know, not everybody gets to be me. Somebody has to take the short straw and be you. So with that, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the things here that will be presented to the Supreme Man Court for deliberation and discussion. One of the things that popped up recently is this little stat, and it has to be answered. 62% of people think eating dip with a spoon should be socially acceptable.
Eating dip? What, sheep dip?
Yeah, chip
what
dip.
kind of dip? Oh, chip dip.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, dips are for chips, man. Dips are for chips, but is it a violation? Now, I have to hear... I feel like it's not a man card violation, but as far as things go, you should not go to a party dipping a spoon into the dip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed.
Nobody should be double dipping a chip, but you certainly shouldn't come at it with a spoon or a spork. It just seems like that's just not right. Now, if you want to be a sad human being and sit in your house in your skivvies and just eat the dip straight from the little container with your spoon, have at it. None of this is a man card violation. It's been something that has really just sort of disgusted enough people that it came up for question, but I'm sitting here thinking not man card violation. What do you guys say?
I concur with that. I second that emotion.
I also agree.
But it's wrong.
It's wrong. It's in poor taste. And if you're, it's gross.
No, it tastes
if you're
pretty
in a
damn
party.
good. That's why people are doing.
Well, the dip itself tastes really good, obviously, but it is in poor taste socially. To be at a party and then take a spoon and dip it in there, because of course, if you like it, you're going to want to dip it again, which you can't do because that's pretty gross.
You're going to waste all the spoons at the party so you don't double dip. Nobody's doing that.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy White, 1580 Fanatic.
What if you bring a pack of those? You know how you go into the ice cream store and you ask for a sample of the ice cream, and they have those little tiny wood spoons they give you. You take a swath out of the old thing, and then you taste that, and then you put it in a cup, and then if you wanted a sample of a different one, they give you. What if you bring your own package of those sample spoons? Would you then be able to take a spoon to the dip, so to speak?
No, because nobody would know if you were disposing of those spoons as you went. All they'd see is you dipping with a spoon, going, and come on, man.
Yeah.
Just here's what you do. Here, can I just say, I don't like the idea of a communal dip anyway. You go to a party, there should be just a spoon in the dip where you just go put some dip on your own little plate, and then you just dip in your own. Then you can double dip all you want.
Well, you know what's going to happen. Some uncouth behemoth is going to go in there. And they're going to do that, put the dip on there, and then they're going to go and clean that spoon off. Because
that guy leaves the party feet first then.
Or they're going to take their finger and take off that spoon right onto their plate. You know, the rest of that's on the spoon there, that goodness. That's what they're going to do.
That guy should never be invited again. But
well, I just said he's an uncouth behemoth. So
that's your problem for inviting him. I can't address that.
It's probably like Gary from sales or something.
It is if you take the spoon that's in the dip and you put the dip on your plate and then use your own spoon to eat that dip.
Sit there with your own spoon.
Yeah.
No harm, no foul, I guess.
I will still judge you.
Some people are going to think you're weird. You know?
Yeah.
I will judge you. I will just stare at you until
I won't judge you. I'll just walk up. That's sad. No chips left, huh? No dipping vehicles. You just have to use a spoon, huh? And I will make you feel uncomfortable, and then you'll go get something to use instead of the damn spoon.
It's almost as sad as people at home that sit there with a little thing of frosting, and occasionally you just get into that thing with a spoon.
If you're going to do that, with
how sad is your life?
Man, just buy some ice cream. But okay, what?
Well, let's see what the Fourth Dimension has to say about all this. Let's see. FedFan says, who goes to a restaurant and just orders dip without chips? It's the same person that'll be found dead surrounded by their 30 cats. Cowboy Sparky says, what about chips, dips, chains, and whips? Chips, dips, chains, and whips? I'll allow it. Big George says, I think it's disgusting that someone would eat tobacco dip with a spoon. What about a spittoon, man? That's for we're talking about chips and dip, not a little pinch between your cheek and gum. That's not what we're doing.
Is that Big George? He's
Yeah,
off his game
Big
a
George.
little bit.
Yeah.
You got to show him some grace. He's off his game a little.
Watermelon says you should be able to eat it with a spoon. Only one dip per spoon. No, not at my party. No, you're going out feet first, probably through a window. Plate glass if I can, line it up the shot just right.
Yeah.
Hefty Lefty says, yeah, dip is for your lip. Educated Sports Dude says it's the Ball Sack Sports Report with Randy Keon and Radio Pal. 3 hours of titillating sports hijinks. We're not calling the show that.
I don't know about titillating.
We would not be allowed to. Hefty Lefty says, why do you assume the uncouth person is a behemoth? Most people committing party food atrocities are usually skinny. They're not used to food that everyone likes, unlike us biggins.
Well, anybody that's
the behemoth.
Anybody that's eating dip with a spoon, just directly eating it with a spoon, is a damn behemoth. Tell me I'm wrong. Convince me I'm wrong, that there's not some behemoth with a giant spoon in his hand and one of those cups of dip, and he's just working it all over. Tell me that guy is skinny. He's not skinny. That's the guy who will take the last damn bunch of chips and do this in the bowl right into his mouth at a party. It's a behemoth. It's an uncouth behemoth.
Yeah, that's the guy you tell the party starts 2 hours later than it does, so everybody else gets a fair shot at it. That's strategy right there.
That's the guy that goes around the room. You gonna eat that? Hey, you gonna eat that? Hey, are you done there? Hey, can I take your plate for you? You got food left on there?
I remember him. His name was Witherspoon. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, my experience has been people don't think about stuff like this. They double dip all the time. No, they don't. Not in a polite society. No. Screaming Eagle says, Jeffrey, I take every word you say as the gospel truth.
Oh boy.
I'm flabbergasted that you said that we should not quote you. Well, quote me all you want. I mean, we try to be honest, but we also try to make funny haha. So who knows what we're going to say next? Hefty Lefty says, oh my God, the whole screen's moving. Hefty Lefty says, I present to you any college stoner. Most of these guys are skinny somehow. Joe the Show says, hey, educator sports dude. They are the Daily Blender muskrats and they're here to stay. Are people fighting on the text line? And I just
about the name that they made up for the show that we have.
Yeah, we can't do that.
Muskrats.
I don't think I ever agreed to the muskrats thing.
No.
The Jet says, I dated a girl one time that would eat bean dip out of the can with a spoon and then put the dip back in the fridge after she was done.
Oh no.
Well, it's her fridge, so she's gonna sit there and eat the bean dip out of the thing.
Look, and it's her fridge, and nobody else eats out of that fridge.
Yeah, I'm not gonna judge her. Not gonna judge.
I mean, I will still judge, but she's okay, I guess.
It's a weird look. Yeah, but it's not. I'm not. Listen, it's her food. Let her do what she wants. I mean, yes. In the back of my head, I'm like, you savage.
And when I say judge you, I will not use words. It's just going to be all over my face. I will just.
Excuse me.
The phrasing. Yep, my bad.
That's what she said.
The look of disgust and judgment will be on my face.
All right, so let's move on to the next thing. I think we've already determined not a man card violation.
Moving right along,
please.
So this right here actually has to do with what we men think about something that to do with women, which generally is historically always been a mistake. So there, a few weeks ago, a woman in Texas named Brandy Boton got pulled over while she was driving in the carpool lane. And a cop says, hey,
excuse me, wait a minute. Her name was what?
Baton.
Brandy
Baton. Baton. Yeah, something like that. Well, let's not
coming home from the club, was she?
Probably not, because she's pregnant. Anyway, the cop's like, hey, where is your second passenger? And she points at her big fat pregnancy belly. She's like, I'm 34 weeks pregnant. And the cop says, well, that doesn't count. And she's like, well, it should, according to Texas law. And she says, once you guys got rid of Roe versus Wade, you're telling me that is a person in there. So that's two people in the vehicle, officer. So she took it to court, and they're arguing that today. I don't know the outcome yet. But here's the thing. We as men, as long as they repeal Roe versus Wade, should support that is a second person in there. If you're going to tell us every baby in there is a baby from conception, and that you know, then there you go. That's 2 people. I think it counts. Just because they're inside you, it shouldn't matter.
I think it counts as well.
I think it counts too.
So
Pregnant
we
women
as
in the
men
HOV lane
should support Brandy Batone. We should support all pregnant women to be allowed to drive in the HOV lane.
Hell yes.
We should also, as men, keep our opinions about other women's bodies to ourselves.
Yes, that's true.
So I think that one's going to pass unanimously.
Agreed.
Here's something where we might need to, the Man Card Commission, step up and legally fund the defense of somebody who's up for murder.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But hear me out. In Oklahoma, Boomer Sooner, this one's going to hurt your soul. I'm sorry. In Oklahoma, a man was arrested for killing a fellow noodler. By the way, noodler.
Excuse me.
They were noodle fishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they stick their hands down and they get down in the water with their hands.
Grab them monster fish.
And they move their fingers around like this in those little side burrows.
Right.
And then the fish will bite on their fingers and they will bring them up. That's noodling.
I watched on the National Geographic one time. A guy stuck his hand in there and a snapping turtle found him instead. Yeah, that was.
Did he lose a finger?
Got him.
Well, they had to reattach it.
Yep.
Damn.
So here's the way it works. One guy gets in there and the other guy pulls him out. So you have to have a partner, like a spotter, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So him and his partner there were out there noodling some fish. I don't know if that's the term. And
they were noodling fish.
They're noodling fish. And they got in an argument. And at some point, a fight broke out. And by the way, the 2 men, Larry Sanders and Jimmy Knighton. Larry Sanders.
Just it sounds like exactly who would be in some trouble.
And
so anyway, so the fight broke out, and Larry Sanders reportedly hit and strangled Jimmy Knighton to death.
Now, death?
Yeah. So here's how we got here, though. Now, your first thing you think is, oh my God, he murdered the guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he should rot in prison. Not so fast. I think he has a good defense in Oklahoma.
I can't wait to hear this.
He says, I had to kill him. Well, why is that, sir? He had summoned Bigfoot to come kill me. It was self-defense.
Summoned Bigfoot?
Yeah. Evidently, old Jimmy Knighton had told Larry Sanders, well, I'm going to summon Bigfoot to come kill you because you won't let me have my fair share of the fish. You better not summon Bigfoot to kill me. Oh, I just did it. Oh, you son of a bitch. And that's the only way to unsummon Bigfoot is to murder a guy. Here's the thing. Here's why maybe we need to fund his defense. It's not his fault. If the guy, no, think about this. If the guy really believed his life was in imminent danger because a guy had summoned Bigfoot, what else are you going to do? He really believed in Bigfoot. So he believed this guy was trying to kill him. I think that's redneck self-defense for sure.
Maybe some temporary insanity. Maybe.
There's no insanity. If you really believe in Bigfoot and you really believe that bastard Jimmy Knighton can summon that sumbitch, that hairy mofo's coming to get me, and he believed it.
I mean, I don't know. Did he go through the whole process of trying to figure this?
Was Jimmy Knighton's fault?
Was there a timeline here when Bigfoot was going to arrive and get me, or what? I mean,
summoning Bigfoot is not an exact science, Keon. So I don't know.
He could have asked, though. Maybe Jimmy knew.
All right, number one here. How many Bigfoot sightings have there been in the state of Oklahoma?
Probably many. I don't know. I have no idea.
Number two.
Lots of Bigfoot shows on TV, though.
Well, the B, that's normally it's in the great Northwest. It's in the Portland, Washington, or Oregon. You know, that's where supposedly the Bigfoot lives. He doesn't live on the plains in Oklahoma. That is not the Bigfoot area.
Apparently,
yeah.
Oklahoma ranks 9th in the country in Bigfoot sightings.
There you go. Yeah, that's pretty high. Boomer Sooner is here. He says, yeah, I've never noodled for a fish, but I have noodled otherwise. All right.
Hello.
He says, Jeffrey, by the way, if you're going to do Oklahoma voice, you got to sound a little bit dumber, but you're doing a good job. He says, you guys have to understand, I lived in a small town of 2,500 people. Some of these ranchers or farmers out there, they just sit there and turn butter all day and they got nothing else to think about. So I'm saying, if the guy legitimately thought his life was in danger, guys, don't we got to help him out?
Boy,
that's on Jimmy Knighton, if you ask me.
I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Jimmy
That's
Knighton
like
should
pretending-
not have crossed.
Hey.
He should not have crossed that threshold of summoning the great Bigfoot.
If I'm pointing a gun at you, if I
Uh-huh.
don't, I'm not really going to shoot you, or even if it's a toy gun, but you think that is going to kill you, you defending yourself is, it's a fair thing. So this dumb redneck thought for sure Bigfoot's about to come out and either steal his beef jerky or flat out murder his ass. I think he was completely justified to defend himself.
I don't know about that one. I don't know that I can jump on this train. The Bigfoot. I mean, come on.
I don't know. I'm probably going to be in support, but I'll probably lose. We have lawyers. All right. Well, that's all the time we have right now. There's more issues that need to be talked about, but we're out of time. We got to talk some NFL when we come back. All right. Well, thanks for your thoughts, your opinions. They will be completely disregarded, and I'll just do what I want. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
Asthma.
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older,
52. 36.
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
About getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
Imagine buying a pair of sneakers and getting a soothing, gentle foot massage like you'd get during a relaxing pedicure just by walking. Skechers' new Massage Fit sneakers. Because Skechers, the comfort technology company, has designed a unique innovation that makes it feel like you're pampering your feet with a gentle massage in every step. The secret is Skechers' new patented wave technology on the sole that gently massages your feet while you're walking around. Find them for men and women at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
If you're an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits and the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations, so you get the product you're looking for. Call clickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Baseball is in full swing.
See you later!
And we've got the grand old game covered like an infield tarp.
How about that?
Who's hot? Who's not? We've got the latest news, score, highlights, and info from around the league all season long.
It's a camper and it'll go all the way to the wall.
We are your MLB hookup.
Looking up and it's gone, a home run.
Get all the games you can handle on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Let's get caught up on the text line. We'll talk ourselves some football here in a moment. Good Cat says the fat guy behemoth would be taking the chips, crumbling them into the dip, mixing it around, and eating it with a spoon like a big bowl of cereal, Randy.
Yeah,
that's one of the things I've seen. I think I've seen
Yeah.
when people do that.
Yeah.
Joe the Show says, hear me out. Oh, boy. No. All right. All I'm saying is if I ran into 3 wild muskrats in the wilderness, I'm 100% sure they share the same personalities as you guys. Wait. What the hell is a muskrat anyway?
It was
And
the
is this
number one
about
smash hit back in
Muskrat
the 70s for
Love?
Captain and Tennille.
Was that Captain Tennille that did Muskrat Love?
Yeah, Muskrat Love back in the 70s.
Really? I thought that was a rock song.
That was Dale Hellestray's favorite tune, by the way.
Huh.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was working the morning show one time when he said that, and I played that for him. Muskrat Love.
What's the personality of a muskrat? Show the show, please tell us.
It's hard to tell. They're like medium-sized rodents. So they're like really big hamsters or small gophers, kind of in between that size.
Well, right now, Joe the Show can just about kiss my ass right now. Blissful Hayes says those dudes noodling can't they afford a fishing pole? Well, you can't get these fish with a traditional fishing pole. You got to get down in the mud, and a lot of people call them mudders. But still, yeah. So, but the answer is probably if they're that dumb, no. Hefty Lefty says politics aside. What politics? When do we talk politics? He says, I did see the legal counter to her being in the HOV lane. Why wasn't the baby in a car seat in the back? From legal standpoint, I think it's hilarious. I don't understand there's a political aspect to this, but okay. Fed Fan says, I'll just summon the Great Pumpkin to go get Jeffrey. Yeah.
Great Pumpkin.
I got an IQ over 70, so I am likely not going to try to kill you. All right,
the Great Pumpkin.
Let's move on to the Great Munchkin, Kyler Murray. So CBS Sports, it was trying to answer the question, and this is what the question was. Will Cardinals Kyler Murray take the next step in 2022? Basically, is he going to earn a max contract? Is he going to become an elite quarterback? And they looked at a lot of different factors on this. They looked at Daniel Jones and another guy too, but we're focused on Kyler Murray here. And here's how he said he's improved, Randy. In year 3, they say he took a step forward in some key areas for the Cardinals, most noticeably his efficiency as a passer, which obviously in the NFL is a big deal. Is 69.2 completion percentage, career high, 7.9 yards per attempt average, and he got more accurate on the deep balls down in last season as well. Why don't we notice that? Why is it all we can seem to remember his pouty little face sitting on the sideline and giving up on a game where a real leader should have stood up and cheered his boys on to at least attempting a victory? Why is it we can't see the good through that moment?
Because I mean, what is one of the biggest things that we talk about in football? We talk about intangibles. The efficiency going up, that's a tangible thing. The completion percentage, that's tangible stuff. And you've got to have that too. But without the intangibles, what does it really amount to? It can't amount to much if when your team is down, I don't care how efficient a passer you are. If you can't rally the troops, what good does that completion percentage do you? And that's the reason why that stuff sticks out for us, having watched this entire season play out, is you watched a guy make the leap to become, an elite level kind of passer, but he's not an elite quarterback, because quarterback is what you do on the field and what you do off the field. They're not giving you this money just because you can throw the ball well. They're also giving it to you because you're the leader of the team. And you have to be a good leader.
They were kind enough not to mention the intangibles. They kept it purely on the football. And they said his weaknesses are he takes too many sacks, and his sack rate, had improved back in 2020, but it went back to not so good last season, 6.1%. And also his short passes, the little drops, little layups. Yeah, he needs to improve on that. And one of the strengths they said that he needs to really focus on is letting it rip, going down the field. But here's the thing. It could be an illusion when you got someone like DeAndre Hopkins, they making it look easy down the field. Is he really that accurate a passer down the deep ball? Or is it dependent on the talent of the other guy trying to bring that thing in?
It's a little bit of both. Kyler throws an incredible deep ball, and he has since college. He's been one of the more deep ball accurate quarterbacks. I think he's been graded really highly by Sports Illustrated and PFF. He's one of the higher rated guys in deep ball accuracy, and I do think that having D-Hop helps. But he does throw the ball. He's had some drops too, some passes where he put it right on the money downfield. I do think that the short to intermediate throws kind of bother him, especially the stuff, and we've mentioned it, because of his height in the middle of the field, where 5-yard slant is there, but can he see it? That's the stuff that I think helps or changes when you have an offensive line that kind of pushes out a little bit more and you can see between them. But that's the kind of stuff that I worry about with him.
So here's where CBS ended up with everything for this season. Basically, they said he's going to hover around the middle of the tier, right below the elite group of quarterbacks in today's NFL. And they say, is it good enough for a playoff push and win in the postseason? Is it enough to get him more money? And they said, well, he'll definitely get the money. So CBS themselves not real optimistic about Kyler Murray's outlook for this year. But I guess in this league, he's still going to get a ton of cash.
Well, it's because people have built him up to be an elite quarterback, a top level quarterback.
CBS was pretty honest about it, though.
Although I think it was funny, odd funny, not haha funny. Earlier this week, there was a CBS Sports put out a ranking from football executives, coaches, and players of the top 10 quarterbacks in the league, and Kyler Murray didn't even make top 10.
Or the honorable mentions, which they had 4 of.
Well, that means that because you had the people we want voting on MVPs making that determination,
Well, for the baseball side, yeah, and I think that's the way it goes in the football side. But look, I mean, to me, that's truth. If I'm Bill Bidwell or Michael Bidwell, sorry,
if you're Bill Bidwell,
it's very dark where I am right now. But if I'm Michael Bidwell, I'm looking at that and I'm saying, wow. He's not even on the list. What justifies a top tier contract for him? Mm-hmm. What justifies all this drama and all this angst that we just went through as we head into the season? I can tell him, Kyler, you've got great potential here. You need to man up. It's time for you to be a man and lead this team. You can't back away. You cannot abandon your team when the chips are down. You just can't do it. And that's what we're going to be looking for. That's what's going to determine how you get paid moving forward. You don't just show up in the NFL and have a, great potential and get you just don't show up and have great potential and get a top level paycheck. You got to do something to earn it.
So here's my prediction. He's going to get paid, but he's going to underdeliver. That's what's going to happen. He's going to underdeliver. The Cardinals are going to swim about, maybe in the barely touching a playoff push, but it's going to be mediocre at best. Moments of we have a chance, and then So
I'm still going to do my epic, rants before.
And
each
well,
game.
you should.
And I'm going to pick them to win every damn game. I'm still going to do
You're
it.
a fan.
I want them to win every damn thing there is.
And I bet none of your predictions will involve Kyler Murray. It's all going to be the Cardinals.
I want them to eat well at the feast of the NFL and then get up from the table and belch and then walk away.
I agree.
And not even leave a damn tip. Just walk out.
That's right. Dine and dash.
It's hard to say otherwise. What have you seen that would indicate that there's any other direction that this can go? I think when you have a guy that massively talented playing quarterback, quarterbacks are tough to find. You'll probably wind up paying him, and you'll probably always have that question in the back of your mind of, should I have done that? Should I have put the money out there? Should I have tried to restart? Because that could be who knows how long, 5, 6, 7 years before you come across another quarterback with talent like that. But on the other hand, if you're stuck with a guy that's going to maybe win you a playoff game, which I don't even know that you can do that because I haven't seen it. I haven't even seen him come close. So I don't know either. I really think that you're gonna end up kind of regretting it. I hate to say that because I like Kyler as a player. I always have, even before I moved out here. He's just one of the most exciting guys. But
good player in college.
Sure. But I can't justify paying that much money for a guy that can't lead. That's the part that worries me when you start putting up the big bucks and you're like, well, when our team is down 4 with a minute and a half to go and we're starting on our own 10, do I actually believe that he has the skill to take us down the field? Yeah. Do I believe that he has the personality? No, I don't.
He's the guy who would just sort of mosey up to the line in a 2-minute drill. And I've seen him do it.
And look, there's 2 ways you can look at that. The guy that moseys up isn't scared, isn't worried, isn't terrified of the moment. But I also see the panic Kyler too. And that's the Kyler
running for his life.
Yeah. And part of that is offensive line, but part of that is, hey, look, they were right. He takes too many sacks. Dude, get rid of the football. So sometimes
led the league in taking sacks last year, 48.
Yeah,
48 sacks.
Live to play another day. You've been playing this game at an NFL level long enough. You know when you can't make something happen by now.
888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says, when does the optimistic fan season start for Randy? Training camp or week 1 of regular season? I think it's week 1, right?
I'm always optimistic.
Good Cat says, Randy White, I need advice. I'm right-handed and my left-handed son has expressed an interest in baseball. What's the best way to help him learn how to swing the bat and throw it? I don't know how to do it with my left hand. Oh, I know the answer to this, but go ahead, Randy.
Well, I don't know what Jeffrey's going to say, but I had a left-handed son who played baseball, and it was a bit of a challenge. I happened to hit a little bit from the left side, so I had some. But what I did was he would stand in front of me, and when I went through my throwing motion, he was opposite of me,
like a mirror.
So he did it with the left hand, and that's how I taught him. And it came to the swing, the same thing. When I was teaching him how to swing and hit off of a tee. We had 2 tees. I think actually what I had was a couple of those big, tall, safety cones that I'd picked up somewhere or got from the store or something. And
store, right? Not from a construction site. No, had to have been from the store.
Oh no, no, it wasn't a construction. I think I got it at Home Depot. But anyway, bottom line is he was standing in front of me. So my advice to you would be have him stand facing you. Mm-hmm. Teach him that way. So toss him the ball so he can watch you throw with your right hand, but let him throw with his left hand. And for God's sakes, get him a left-handed glove right away and let him start working on that.
There you go, Good Cat. There you go. Joe the Show says, look, I don't know what the hell a muskrat is, but I hear musk and rat. Rats can be wily, and being musky is like having an ace in the man card deck, isn't it? Also, better to be a free muskrat than an imprisoned noodler.
Well,
he's
true.
making a good case, but still, I don't know if I like being called a rodent. Blissful Hay says, Kyler will step up if he wears 16 lifts in his cleats. Yeah.
Here we go.
Big George says, I mean, Kyler Murray is so short. If he takes a big step forward, isn't it like a 10th of a normal size quarterback step forward?
Baby steps. Baby steps.
Great. George got a little bit of breaking Coyotes news. He's like, oh, great. Coyotes just drafted Connor Geeky, and he's already hurt. He suffered a lower body injury yesterday, and he'll be out for the remainder of development camp. Awesome. Job well done, Bill Armstrong.
Well,
it's passing on to Shane Wright so the Kraken could take him.
That's not Bill Armstrong's problem. I mean, the same thing could happen to Shane Wright. I mean, this is just one of those things, Big George. Tell you what, here's what I'd like you to do. Get your teddy bear and get your son. Sit down in your man cave there and hold your baby and your teddy bear and relax, man. Think of the ocean and just calm down, Big George. It's going to be okay.
Dude, it's hockey. Someone's getting hurt sometime, somewhere, playing or practicing that game. I don't know. I mean, it feels like you're trying to throw out a fire Bill Armstrong. And by the way, Shane Wright, people think he might be a bust.
And not only that, but Bill Armstrong has been working the last week since the draft. I mean, we have picked up guys from the Rangers. We picked up guys from all these different teams that he's bringing in on 2-year, 1-year contracts. These 27-year-olds, 22-year-old guys, defensemen, wingers. So this is not the only option for the Coyotes. He's been doing work the last couple of weeks. I mean, he has been doing work.
Big George, don't blame the GM. Guy got hurt. Try not to overreact.
Playing hockey, no less.
Fed fan says Muskrat Susie, Muskrat Sam do the jitterbug out in Muskrat Land, and they shimmy. Sam is so skinny. Is that the song?
Let's say Muskrat Love.
Yeah. Bruno Baller says, I think the band America did a cover of Muskrat Love. Maybe that's what Jeffrey's familiar with. Yeah, I don't think I've ever listened to Captain and or Tennille. Random Texter says Kyler Murray will definitely take the next step. However, it'll be a baby step.
Of course it will.
Hefty Lefty says Phil Mickelson did the same thing to learn to hit lefty. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just, you just you mimic what you see. And if you can't do it, help them from, you show them in front of them.
Phil Mickelson's not left-handed.
Yeah, a good cat. I don't know how old your son is, but get you something that the child can hit off of. Like I said, one of those safety cones or a small tee, and just play. Don't try to instruct. Just go out and play. Let the child hit the ball if he's really young. If he's really, really young, 2 years old or something, just make it a game. Make it fun. Don't try to instruct him.
Wear a cup.
Don't do that.
Wear a cup. No, because if you're standing in front of him, not him, you, because he's going to hit the ball right in your nuggets.
Well, you just have fun with it. Have fun. Wear a cup.
Good Cat says 7 soon.
Oh, well then, yeah, you want to get him a little bat, get him some of those beginner softy balls that they have at the, Dick's Sporting Goods or something. You'll see them, the T-balls. They're soft. They're not the hard baseball. And let him start throwing that. That's a good way. That'll give him some confidence. And then you slowly move into a regular baseball. You'll be fine, but have fun with it. Just
wear a cup. Always wear. If you've got a young boy, you should be wearing a cup all the time. Not even just out in the throw the ball at the house, lying on the couch, because kids will jump on you like whoa, boom, oh, So yeah, wear a cup, man. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We've got On This Date and Big Georgia sports history and more other things. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. And if you haven't heard, the show is now noon to 2 p.m. Monday through Friday. Baseball is headed to its All-Star game. D-backs news and notes and around baseball. We are only a few weeks away from NFL training camps, and we'll always keep you up to date on the Suns moves and DeAndre Ayton. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 99.3 FM and 1580 The Fanatic.
Here's Howie Long for Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear.
The world has gone hands-free. However, if you want to put on a pair of sneakers, you still need to bend down and help your feet in. Until now, introducing Skechers hands-free slip-in footwear. You don't need to reach down to help your heel in. You just step into them and off you go. So what's the secret? Well, there's a special smooth comfort pillow in the heel that helps your foot slide into place. And they stay on just like a pair of laced-up sneakers.
Get hands-free slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
If you have certain chronic conditions such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated.
With Prevnar 20.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender. I want to tell you about your opportunity with the Open Championship this weekend. Opportunity for you to take a swing at betting the PGA Tour on FanDuel Sportsbook right now. If you're a new customer, you can bet with your no sweat first bet. And if you don't win, you get up to $1,000 back in free bets. Of course, you got to make bets to get something like that back. You know, you can't just go in there and make like a dollar bet. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with a dollar bet either. But listen, FanDuel wants you to have fun and enjoy. And keep in mind, a lot of guys to watch this weekend. There's some live guys out there. Rory McIlroy, I really kind of think that he or there's this other kid, Matt Fitzpatrick. Is that his name? Fitzpatrick. He might be my dark horse in this tournament. Yeah, the kid is cool. There's Cam Smith. Is that his name? From Australia. That kid is another guy to watch out for, can play in any conditions. But I think I'm going to put money on Rory McIlroy. The way he seems motivated with this whole live thing that's going on. There's going to be other guys from the other tour out there. I'm going to put some money on Rory McIlroy. Plus, there's always great promotions, safe and secure. You know, you can trust the FanDuel to keep your information safe and locked down. And when you win, you get paid fast. So see for yourself why FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. Download the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Sign up using promo code Randy1580 to get started with your no sweat first bet up to $1,000. FanDuel Sportsbook, official betting operator of the PGA Tour. Promo code again is Randy1580. Remember, that is laboratory tested and approved, and it's got the good mojo that goes with it. So if you sign up and you use my code, it's going to help you out. 4 out of 5 dentists prefer Randy1580.
That fifth one's a liar. He uses it too.
I don't even think he's a real dentist, to be honest with you. Anyway, you got to be 21 and older, present in Arizona, first online real money wager only. Refund issued as a non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
So we didn't talk as much football as we wanted to, but I think that Davante Adams might need a bodyguard. I think
why?
I feel like he might need a bodyguard or a restraining order against Darren Waller. So tight end Darren Waller says, wow. And I didn't hear it. I'm reading it. So maybe it's creepier red. He's like, I'm really enjoying watching Davante Adams work. I try to get in line with him in individual drills when they're doing releases on the little tire man over there in the corner. No, it's not sexy. This is creepy, Randy. This isn't sexy.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He's working his little double-handed swipe, windshield wiper off the line, if you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just like, what release he's going to do, a little split with the shake. Yeah. It's just so smooth and quick and effective. Guys are about to crap themselves just trying to stop it right there.
Really?
I could watch that all day.
Good heavens, Darren Waller.
And I'm over there in line just watching him.
Wow.
Or if it's in the team drill and I'm not in there, but he's in there, and I'm just trying to be like, oh, what's it about? It makes it so damn effective. I don't know, man. It's just balance. It's a mindset of I'm running things out here. Nobody's going to make me move at a pace that's not my own. I just love watching him. Davante Adams needs a grown-up.
Needs security.
Yeah.
Just stadium security at all times.
I am really, really worried about Davante Adams right now.
Okay.
Add some Silence of the Lambs crap right there. Holy cow. Can we just take a moment before I do on this date in Big George sports history? Can we?
Yeah, please.
Let's make a decision. How are we going to give away? This is not a small thing. Okay. We should have had this figured out already, but we didn't. $100 gift card to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Okay. So it can't just be, hey, caller number 3. We got to do something with this. Something more impressive than our usual phone it in, hand it to somebody and go on with our life.
So what are you thinking? Some sort of an essay project? Somebody writes a great essay and
dude,
why they deserve the Kasai Steakhouse,
you haven't read the text line in a while, I guess, because
read it just yesterday.
Then you know better than that.
You just have them you send in their great essays on
contest.
Why they. Yeah, why not?
Because someone's going to voice to text 3 pages worth of whatever.
And we got to read all this?
Yeah, and then you're going to have to sit there and like the voice to text didn't do any punctuation.
Okay,
you're
so
just going to have to try and
so
figure it
here's
out.
what we could be like AC technicians or roofers working in this heat, or we could read some essays from the listening audience in the comfort of our home.
If we can
I'm
read
not doing it.
I'm going to say not it right now.
Not it.
So, yeah, so there it is. I've been outvoted.
Yeah, I'm thinking no on the essays. Whoever reads these, that won't be me, is definitely going to need some sort of prescription drugs afterwards.
Well, I'm just trying to think outside the box, Jeffco.
Yeah. How about pictures of people in a box? You have to put yourself in a box. So think inside the box
of people in a box,
and creative pictures of people in boxes. How
What do you
about
mean by
that?
creative pictures?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
And
Not everybody has a bunch of boxes. So maybe if you had like a box on your head, or if you had a box and you just were in the box, or I don't know. Listen, it's not worse than your idea.
Well, it's easier. It's easier to grade. How about that? We're the teachers that are mailing
Read
it
the
in right
essay
now.
or look at pictures. So it's one or the other.
It's the last month of school. Teachers not giving you an essay right now, but they might give you a box project.
Why do we got to be teachers? Let's just.
That's true. I'm just saying if we're doing
judges
of these 2 options.
All right.
I
So
think that automatically makes you Simon Cowell.
What's your idea, Keon?
Oh, I don't know.
He is so good on the spot.
The essay started to look pretty damn good.
Terrible. I'm terrible on the spot.
Guess who's grading him? He is.
Why me?
Not it.
Not it. Nope. I win.
Oh, damn it.
Also, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien. Hefty Lefty. No, that might get you banned. He just sent me a picture of Justin Timberlake with the box, if you know what I mean.
Nope, don't do that.
Yep. I know we got to come up with a better idea and quick, because we say we're doing this on Friday, then we don't have much time.
Well, we could say in 2 paragraphs or less. 2 proper paragraphs.
No, why are you going back to the essay? We need new ideas.
We need to pick a worthy contestant, somebody that deserves to have this. Explain to us why you deserve to have this gift card.
If we're going to do it that way, Randy, can we make it like a funny story?
Very
something that makes us laugh.
I wasn't expecting serious, guys. Have you heard this show?
I know you weren't expecting serious, but I'm just saying, specifically
in the most creative way possible. Why do you deserve this gift?
If not everybody's a good writer, though. I feel like I don't know. It's excluding a lot of the people who text in.
All right. Then. All right. So back to pictures of people in boxes.
I don't know. Yes, I think that you are at least giving them the credibility of having an intelligence enough to write an essay. I am reducing them to kittens that will climb into boxes.
No, right. You're conjuring up Bigfoot is what you're doing.
So here's what we need to do. We need to figure this out by tomorrow. Okay, so everybody, let's work on that, and we got to have the answer by 3 p.m. tomorrow.
I don't know what to do.
Well, that's why you got 21 hours. Now we're getting pictures. I'm afraid to look. FedFan just sent me a picture of stick people in a box. Wow. Well, if you put that much effort into it, boy, do you deserve the $100.
You just said people. You didn't say who. You didn't say that they had to be real. She's working smarter, not harder.
Big George says, "I'll take $100 gift card. I don't think I could fit in a box." That's another good point. Well, that's what I'm saying. Even if you just put your head in the box, and no, not the other thing. Okay, forget the box idea. We'll figure this out. We'll figure this out. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1977, in a game against the Chicago Cubs with the New York third baseman Lenny Randle at the plate in the 6th inning, Shea Stadium went dark. The Big Apple suddenly experienced a blackout that eventually suspended the contest. In the blackout, the Mets players drove their cars onto the field during the delay, amusing the crowd by performing various antics in front of their headlights. Back to me, Jeffrey. Question is, what antics? You
mean stunts in their cars?
How the hell did they get their cars out on the field? Boy, security was just horrible back then.
Well, when was this?
1977. Remember the great blackout in New York City?
They always had those rolling brownouts and blackouts. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So again, back to the what the hell did they do, Randy? Did you ever see any of this? What were they like making animal shapes?
I don't know. This is new. This is new to me. This is the first time I'll have to look this up and see what they were doing.
What antics were they doing? I mean,
I know a couple of times I've seen guys in rainout or in rain delays when they tarp the fields,
slip and slide.
Yeah, they get these guys out there that are out there messing around on the on the tarp.
We have more
driving
questions.
The cars on the field. Jeez,
more questions than answers right now, Big George.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to fill in the blanks for us. You are the historian. Cardinal Art says, "Great show, guys. Randy, can me and my bro Pat get a cold one? It is icky and sticky out." There's one for you,
Pat.
As bro Pat. Joe the Show says, "Yep, that's right. Just like Cheeseburger Eddie says, you always got to protect them nuggets." That's what I'm saying. Wear a cup if you got kids.
Nard guard.
Hefty Lefty says, "I don't remember the great blackout in Flagstaff." And nobody said Flagstaff. We're talking about in
New York
City. Let's spin the wheel. Do we have time? Let's spin the wheel. No, we don't have time. It's over.
Absolutely don't have time.
Boy, we left a lot just sitting there waiting to be done.
Fortunately, there's another show tomorrow.
And I blame Darren Waller personally. He kept going on and on.
He's creepy. Devontae Adams, just go home and shower. Don't do that at the.
Don't hang around the locker room.
No. Dear God. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up for us. We will be back in your radios again tomorrow at 3 p.m. And hopefully by then, we'll have figured out how to give away the $100 gift card to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. And remember, they got a special promotion right now. For every $100 gift card you purchase, you get a $20 bonus gift card. Go to KasaiScottsdale.com for more information. And no, we're not giving you an additional $20 bonus card. You're just winning 100. Don't be greedy. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running.